with us tonight at Echo Base TV, where community happens. Echo Base Network. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight at Echo Base TV, where community happens. The power of one, the power of two, the power of many.
Many.
He's not here, but the power of many. What's up, everybody? Oh, yeah. Let me get my mic fixed. I'm not even ready. Hey, what is up? Oh, my head's crooked. Oh, gosh, what's wrong? I wasn't ready, Risman. I wasn't ready. Guys, what is going on? Nick will be here very, very quickly. He just got finished mowing his grass. Oh, and boy. He's just going to be a little late to the stream, but he's going to be here. The DA may be coming tonight. We're not sure. He said he's going to try to make it if he can, but you got us. You got member pop-ins later on in the show. We're going to go through all of this Acolyte business. Is it down to 18% now? Is that what I'm hearing?
It rebounded to a big 19. It's a big 19 the last time I looked at.
Oh, I mean, I literally just updated the thumbnail, guys. I mean, we got to keep it. No, I'm just kidding. The more it goes down, the funnier it gets, honestly. So, hey, did you like the thing that I did there? The power of one, the power of two?
I was kind of wondering. And I've also heard people say the power of Kennedy.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. It is definitely the power of Kennedy that is destroying this whole thing, man. I mean, the wheels have come off, and we've got all kinds of updates. Now, look, we did our show, the DA and myself, after watching on Tuesday, and we streamed for nearly 3 hours. This is a classic EBN live stream. We're going to go through a couple of headlines, Star Wars, this stuff, and we're gonna have member pop-ins, and you guys are gonna be able to come in here and tell us what you thought about the Acolytes episode. Wow, there's actually quite a bit to get through. We want to go ahead and I stole what? Huh? What I do? I stole an intro from the Critical Drinker.
I think he's been starting his streams with the power of 1 and 2. And
he has. Oh,
as well. Yeah.
No, that's an EBN exclusive. I promise. I don't know where that came from.
Coach, we have almost 500 people here between YouTube and the X. We have a big gathering tonight.
What is up, Twitter people? If y'all see any sparrows flying around there, tell them we said what's up. But the Acolyte actually happened. Funny that it did. Funny.
And the reel was not sizzling, Coach. I don't know where the sizzling went to.
No scissor reel.
Certainly didn't make it to the series. Well, there was a weird fire in the last episode, so some things did sizzle.
There was a weird fire. You know what? And the truth is, if I gave a crap about the story, I think that the trailer kind of gave some things away. With Tormund, is that his name, Tormund, or have I been watching Game of Thrones too much again?
Tormund.
Okay, all right. Well, look, Star Wars mom gets it. The power of many.
She loved your video. She's like, "Did Coach like the 3rd episode?" So I sent her the video that you did, and she's like, "Oh, he didn't like it at all."
I like making a video about it. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Angel. Hey, Coach, did you know that Disney is releasing a song about the power of 2? Yeah, we're going to get that in the credits in the next episode, guys. So just think about it. Episode 4, we're going to get a lesson in personal pronouns. We're going to get information and details about the Coven's menstrual cycles.
I don't think that's true.
Oh, that's what I've heard.
I don't think that's true.
We have it on good authority. Well, look, Valiant Renegade sent that. So
okay.
And then we're gonna get the Power of 2 song. So very, very interesting there. Rogue Sarge with a $20 super chat. Good evening, everyone at EBN. The power of many. Everybody's going to get tired of that, man. I'm telling you. The power of many. What is up, Rogue Sarge? Thank you so much for that awesome $20 super chat and everything that you got going on, brother. We appreciate you very, very much and your support of your channel here at Echo Base Network. Thank you, bro. Jedi Master Lawrence with a member chat. What in the fart knocker is going on to desecrate the dead body of a Star Wars more? What's next? Human sacrifice of very, very, very young younglings? Or goat loving in the bed? No. Please no. Please no. Hey, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? Did you ever wait? I said this in the live stream the other day, Risman. Guys, imagine if instead of Mando season 1, the very first Disney streaming show for Star Wars on the platform, Disney Plus, was this. Where would we be today?
Gosh, we certainly wouldn't be. Probably wouldn't have this channel.
The power of 2. There'd be 2 fans.
Yeah, it would have been bad.
Can you imagine? Look, what are we doing? What? This is Star Wars? Are you serious? Like, this is crazy. This is crazy. I cannot believe it. Thank you, Jedi Master Lawrence, for sending in that member chat. And then Coral's Garage sent in a $1.99
it's just a blank one.
Super chat. Thank you, Coral's Garage. Thank you so much, my friend. We appreciate that very, very much. And then Mattuine with a $10 super chat just got in here. New Disney park song, The Power of Doodah, the power... I done made them people mad enough. I'm good. I'm good. Mattuine, you're a mess, brother. Thank you so much for that $10 super chat. And then we've got Debbie Young gifted 5 Echo Base Network memberships. Thank you, Debbie, and welcome to the new people, that has joined the channel. So thank you so much for all of that. And if this is your first Echo Base Network live stream, guys, we have a blast on here. It is fun. We got a great community. We don't all agree, but what this has turned into is We're such a shrinking small demographic, Matt.
Isn't that sad?
We are original trilogy Star Wars fans. Many of us are big prequel trilogy Star Wars fans. We had hope that Star Wars would be good. We are, for the most part, a group of people who are very unhappy with what we have right now. And I'm not talking about like right now in this moment. I'm talking about overall. If you put everything together, things just have not gone well since 2012.
I don't know, Coach. Ahsoka's looking pretty damn good right now. That's all I got to say.
Well, anything's looking good compared to what the power of many. Hell, the Book of Boba Fett looks like Casablanca.
I would have rather seen him dancing around the fire again with the Tuscans to the Michael Jackson tune. Right?
At least I was laughing.
At least it was fun to watch.
Yeah, at least it was funny.
Yeah.
At least it was funny bad. When I see these witches casting spells and crap and about to make out in hallways and stuff, it's and creating babies. This is cringe bad. This isn't funny bad. Like, I'm laughing, but oh my goodness, man, it is an absolute mess. And you know what? Nick hasn't really had a chance to get online and discuss this. So I'm really looking forward to hearing what Nick has to say. He watched it last night for the first time. He didn't know a thing about it.
Oh my!
And I said, bro, and chat, do this for me. Let's make this simple. Instead of a poll, we're going to do this the old-fashioned way. Give me a 1 in chat if the last episode of The Acolyte was the worst Star Wars anything you've ever seen. Give me a 2 if it was not. 1 if it was the worst, 2 if it was not. I've had some people saying, hey, the holiday special is worse than this. They're close. They're close. Look, they're coming in.
Now I think the tomato score is worse for this than it is for the holiday special. Not that that's the end all be all, but
no, it's not the end all be all at all. But it is. It does say something, doesn't it, Matt? That the score now, they were tied at 20%, were they not?
Yes.
And now look, hell, let's just pull it up. The Acolyte, Rotten Tomatoes. Let's share the screen here and see what we got. This will be a great way to kick the show off. 19?
19.
We'll keep that here, guys, for the duration of the show tonight, and we'll just refresh it from time to time. It did hit 18%. But yeah, 19%. Now, the critic score is dropping, guys. It's gone down nearly 10 points in the last week. And
the top critic score is down to like 72, right? That's even the all critics there. Not that any of them are really critics anymore, mind you. But yeah, the other critic score that they don't prefer is even lower than this.
Do I hear 18? Like it's an auction. The bots are at work. Yeah, the bots are at work trying to get it to go up. They're trying to get it to go up. I would think.
Even the bots aren't bothering on this one, Coach. I don't even think the bots care.
Well, what's funny, and we've talked about this and we've covered it. There's a lot of people saying, a lot of the online articles that I've read says, "Oh, it's such a shame that this show's getting review bombed. Typical Star Wars fandom. Da 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 da." But they never look at it from the other angle. And they never say, how could this show be ranked critically with a 93%? That just doesn't make sense.
Well, and also, obviously they have to do that so in their trailers they can say it's certified fresh and all these things. It's even more false when they tout their own critics, right? Because that's what that high score represents. And then they diminish the actual audience score by saying, oh, that can't possibly be true, right? The series not good.
Yeah, exactly so, right. Hey, go through a couple of these super chats. My dog is trying to get out of the studio here, driving me nuts. Hang on a second.
We can do that. Oh, now it's the power of one. Look out. We've got Lane Steele here. Lane Steele 240 for $1.99. No super chat message. Great to have you here. Thanks so much for supporting the channel. Mr. Graf Webb, our most consistent super chatter, for $2 for the famous hashtag cancel Disney Plus. Well, Graf Webb, I don't think the Acolyte is going to encourage too many new people to subscribe. Appreciate seeing you. Thanks for the super chat.
Yes, sir.
We got Cylon Scotty here gifting 5 Echo Base Network memberships.
Awesome. Thank you, Cylon Scotty. Appreciate that. Welcome aboard, all the new people. Keep it rolling. Fandomology. Hey, Paul. $4.99 super chat. Saw your last 2 vids on the spooky stuff. I'm not happy that Star Wars has gone this way. You know, we're going to get into some of that tonight. Gosh, some of the comments that I've gotten about that have been very interesting. A lot of support. Some of it's been really wild. And I think we've gotten like 600 new subscribers just from those 2 videos. And what are we talking about? We're talking about, a lot of it has to do with witchcraft in Star Wars. And we're talking about the possible inspiration behind. You know, we have unveiled some of the other things that they've done in the High Republic with certain characters' names and things like that. If you saw the video, you know what I'm talking about. You know about that. And the thing is, like, as a history teacher, or an advanced degree, that's my profession. I got 5 years of education in that field and 20 years experience in that field. And I know a little bit about history, and my degree is social science. So I can speak on a lot of these things because it's my profession. All that being said, it really makes a lot of people uncomfortable, and people argue, and there's crazy amounts of misinformation out there. And, you know, I've seen some really good comments today, actually, that say something like, you know, hey, I'm okay if Star Wars brings in witchcraft as long as they make them the enemy, as long as they make them evil. And then that evil is defeated. And I'm thinking, you know what? That's an excellent point. That's an excellent point. There's nothing wrong with that. But what they're trying to do, it seems like, with their whole duality that they continue to discuss, they even mentioned that word twice on StarWars.com, they're trying to remove the duality. They're trying to remove good versus evil, and they're trying to blur the lines between the two. They're trying to bring the two closer to the center, where there is no such thing as good or bad, wrong or right, good or evil, anything like that. And that is not the Star Wars that I grew up with at all. This is something that's very, very different, Risman.
It is. They're really trying to lean into the fact that we have a bunch of Force cults here, right? For lack of a better way to put it. Whereas we traditionally think of the Jedi and the Sith as 2 opposing ends of the same interpretation of the Force. And then the Night Sisters got introduced, and the lines started getting blurred a little bit, and now we seem to be taking that to the extreme, as near as I can tell, just because we feel like we can, or at least some of these creatives feel like they can. And for me, I don't understand why it's necessary from a pure story perspective. It just doesn't click with me why this direction was a direction we needed to take.
I remember the very first time that I saw the Night Sisters. And it was a little weird. I think most of us would agree. The first time you saw witches in Star Wars, you were like, whoa, that was a little different. But they pulled it off and it worked. Okay? And I could go back and rewatch some of that. It's a lot of that stuff works. It just seems to me that that's the overwhelming vehicle that Dave Filoni and the team is using to tell their Star Wars story. How much of it did we get in the last live action show that we had, Ahsoka? There was plenty. There was plenty of it. There was a coven of witches there. Morgan Elsbeth. Morgan Elsbeth gets her own spin-off series in animated form. And here we are again, and that's what this show is about. That so far we're 3 episodes in. This show is about a coven of witches that went through a genocidal experience, and there are 2 survivors, and that's what this show is about. And remember, folks, this story made Kathleen Kennedy cry.
Certainly making a lot of the fans cry, but I think it's for a couple of different reasons.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, and look, another thing that I want to mention too is, I mean no ill will towards Dave Filoni's wife. Do I think she's weird? Yeah. I pretty much think that anybody that has belonged in a coven is a little weird. That's not somebody that I would necessarily sit down and have a cup of coffee with. I mean, we're going to be on but they probably think I'm weird. If you want to get right down to it. But it's just never been, I don't know, man. It just seems like there's an overbearing amount of this stuff, and it's a struggle. And here's the thing. The show's not good. The show's not good. I don't care what it's about. The show is awful so far. And, you got these things that are just laughable, and you're pointing them out, and there are people who are just very, very unhappy about we've gone back to the Last Jedi era, where people who went to the movies and saw The Last Jedi, and you left there and you thought, man, they just killed Star Wars. I'm speechless. I don't even know what to say. And then there were people who loved everything about it. And then, then there was the Raylos back then. I'm sure some of them still exist. But, there were those people, and the fandom was at odds. We're there again. But the thing has 19%. I think there's an overwhelming majority of fans that are not buying the Acolyte, Risman.
And not only are they not buying it, but it's very hard to even say, well, stick with it, because they're going to pull it out. What are they going to do in the end that could possibly redeem the series?
Nothing. And they're definitely not going to have a season 2. There is absolutely no way.
I mean, by all intents and purposes, it's going downhill faster than it ever went uphill. And I know what happens in the 4th episode. There ain't nothing going to happen in the 4th episode that's going to turn this train wreck around.
Right.
So unless they've hidden away a whole 4 episodes of goodness on the back half of this thing, this is a terrible failure.
Yes. True Star Wars isn't for families anymore. It's for a minority group, and that's it. I totally agree as it sits right now. And that's something that Risman and I talked about on the phone earlier today.
And we have a clip, which is an interesting clip to play about
very interesting clip.
Topic.
Hot off the press. It's brand new. It was just released today, was it not? But here's the thing. The comment is exactly right. That's what I miss about Mando season 1 and 2. It was good Star Wars. It was fun, and families could sit there and watch it. I don't know what this is, but it's not that. It's not for families. It's not fun. It's not for children, which they say that's what Star Wars was made for. It was made for children, right? I don't know how you could say that this is.
We haven't had one episode of the series where one of the good guys hasn't died. Right?
Yes.
I mean, so I mean, there's a lot of negativity. There's a lot of pain and suffering. There's a lot of darkness in this series. And again, that's going to continue in the 4th episode. And so you sit there and you watch it, and I'm like, this is not entertaining. This is not fun. What is the purpose of this thing? And why are we watching it?
Yeah, I don't know. But I've said it in several videos. It's like watching a train wreck, shark attack. It's hard to take a plane crash. It's hard to take your eyes off of it. It's quite unbelievable what's happening. Ted's Nerd World, let the flow through you. Thank you, Ted. Lou Capadonna with his $2 super chat. Star Wars, her story, written by KK. This is her win. Yeah, look, what, man,
Coach,
first of all,
the the best thing that could actually happen as a result of the series is she finally does freaking retire.
Yeah, she needs to go.
Her win. This could then please go out on this freaking series. Bye.
And here's the thing, man. Like, I actually liked Tales of the Empire. I enjoyed it. I haven't watched it again. I watched it. It was a one-time through, but I enjoyed watching them. Those episodes are so much more fun and enjoyable than what we're getting right now. And one of them just happened to be the tale of Morgan Elsbeth, a witch. So we can't say Coach hates all witches. You know, it's really not that deep. But wow, KK has been quite the destructive force. And
you can't, for anyone that might have let her off the hook previously in that one article where she challenged Leslie Headland, right? Leslie Headland, in her own words, this is Kathleen Kennedy's own words. I'm paraphrasing, but Leslie came with the story and Kathleen Kennedy said, "Oh, that's a pretty good Star Wars story, but you need to write me a really good Leslie Headland story." And Leslie Headland said, "Hold my witch's brew."
Exactly.
Right? And this is exactly what she did.
Yes. This entire thing seems to me like it's Leslie Headland's mental counseling session. And it's sickening. And I'm not qualified to give her aid and help her. So I don't want to know her story. I want to watch a Star Wars show. And man, this is, it's arguable, it's debatable. Some people don't like it, but this is Star Wars in name only for me. And look, let's just be real. A lot of us, I know, people are like, there's only Star Wars. Risman, you've said it many times. Look, there's just Star Wars. Well, there are two different eras that are really solidified now. There's pre-2012 and then there's post-2012. And it's just, the line is there. And I think that speaks to the greatness of George Lucas and what Star Wars once was, that people like us are still here. We're still here, but we're not here for what they're doing now. And contrary to their belief, this isn't about, we just want to hate everything they do and we just want to make videos. Now, I would actually love to see Star Wars that I enjoyed. That would actually be fantastic.
I couldn't agree more. I'm really having, this is the hardest time I've had with this new era of Star Wars, because you know me, in every other series that's come out, I've at least found something I could latch onto and say, you know what, I like that. Yeah. Or that resonated with me, or I understand what they were trying to do there. I get it. This series completely confuses me. Not because I don't understand what I'm seeing on the screen, because I don't understand why it's on the screen.
Yeah. And it just doesn't feel like it belongs. It feels out of place. It feels like I'm not watching Star Wars. And when I end an episode and the first thing I think is either I'm glad that's over or I'm never watching that again.
You and I were speechless watching this episode, Coach. And it wasn't because we were stunned at its greatness.
No.
If you watch that Patreon back, our expressions are, we just can't believe what we're seeing.
No, I completely agree. And it was way worse than Boba Fett dancing in circles with the Tuskens, even though that was cringe to the max.
Listen, I would rather see him in the kitchen strangling a droid and running around the table and looking, you know what, all that nonsense.
Yeah.
Please bring the Vespas back. I'm ready to see them.
Yep. I'm with you. Pirate Bob with a $9.99 super chat. I'll be back to membership July. Please accept this tribute to Kennedy and the band, the Scissor Sisters. Thank you, Pirate Bob, for that $9.99 super chat, the Scissor Sisters. Appreciate you, brother, very much. Ted's Nerd World with a $2 super chat. I am Fatawan. Yep.
Oh,
all about that representation. The fatty Jedi. We've never seen that before. Living a life of discipline. and devoid of pleasure. Okay, maybe he has a thyroid issue. I don't know. Oh my! Maybe his midichlorians are like at 1.5 scale when everybody else is at 1. I don't know. It's crazy. I'm Fatawan. Hashtag I'm Fatawan. Masho Supertramp, $2 or £2. If ruined, then Lucas can buy it back for $1.99. Yeah. He's done. He's done. But interestingly enough, Risman, there was a little headline today. Dave Filoni's actually talking about George Lucas coming back and literally says the door is open anytime.
It's in the same video as this other clip.
Yep.
Same video.
And we're going to get to that in just a moment. You don't want to miss that, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Masho Supertramp, for that $2 super chat. Ian Steele, 240, the master who was a dig at men's mental health. The master.
I don't know.
I don't know, but if they're taking shots at men's mental health in this Acolyte series, it would not surprise me. But I don't know what you're talking about, my man. Maybe throw it up in the regular chat and let's see if we can.
I'll keep my eye for it.
Can spot it. Yep. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Felix Kiros, one of our moderators and members, sends in a member chat. 38 months with EBN. It's crazy that I joined the EBN. We were at the peak of Disney Star Wars, and now we're at the lowest point of the franchise. Episode 3 is offensive to all legacy Star Wars fans. The Force was sexualized. Dude, when you're talking in Star Wars, oh my God, I can't even believe I'm about to say this.
Oh my God, I know what they were talking about in the last one. Keep going.
Okay, all right. When there are two females, and one of them says, I carried the twins, and the other one says, well, I created the twins. Obviously, they use some kind of dark magic, i.e. witchcraft, to create them, and it's probably going to tie in to Anakin and Palpatine and Shmi. One would think why they would let Leslie Headland tell the story, start the thread, if you will, for Anakin and Palpatine in his existence. I don't like that at all. I think that is a piss poor decision. But the fact that we're having that conversation, it makes it really, really weird, man. Really weird.
The only thing that's keeping me going on this one is I have compartmentalized Anakin's creation as a reaction of the Force, right, to what was happening and the need for balance and some of these other things, whereas what we're seeing here is a perversion of the Force, potentially with Sith assistance that's open-ended at this moment, where they conjured up these twins somehow weirdly. Not excusing it. I don't know why we needed it. No, I do. We didn't need it. Shouldn't have happened. We shouldn't even be discussing it. But in regards to how I'm trying to reconcile those two things together, that's where I'm at personally. But I shouldn't have to be there at all, right? It just shouldn't be a discussion point, in my opinion.
I agree. And it's just really, really weird to me. We are now being joined by my best friend since 1992 because of our love of Star Wars. Me and Nick didn't even like each other prior to knowing that we both like Star Wars. We didn't like each other at all. And now we run a Star Wars hate channel together. I kid. But you know what I'm saying? So, ladies and gentlemen, we finally get to hear Nick speak on all this stuff. Welcome back to your channel, brother. We are many.
The power of one. The power of two. The power of many.
And Coach, before we turn Nick loose, and before I forget, that previous super chat was referring to Torben taking his own life with the poison. trying to make a statement about men's mental health.
Got it. So the thing is, we know, we're smart enough to know, especially you, Risman, there's more to there's more than meets the eye with Torben and Kelnaka.
He's all beat up in the ship. If you look back at when she wakes up after this flashback, Torben's there in the background, and if you look really close, his eye and all that is damaged from that fight. So yes, something does happen that we haven't seen yet. I don't know that I care. Right?
That's what I was about to say. One, I can't believe we even know the names of these characters. Two, nobody cares. Nobody cares what happens with the story. Nick.
Man, I don't know any of these people's names. May, Sol, Osha. And then you just mentioned Torben, so I remember that now.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's so forgettable in this. And I don't know if you guys caught this, but how funny is it that they call the fans that don't like this show, take the DEI, the agenda, take all that out. Just take it all out. What are you left with? Bad writing, bad storytelling, bad acting, bad directing, and on top of that, they put 2 black children in there with no father. Statistically, and I looked the stats up on this, like it was like a little over 50% of black children are born into a single parent home with no father.
Which is incredibly sad, by the way.
Yeah.
We're talking about in real life.
Yeah, in real life. And here they are putting 2 black kids in there with no father. Go figure.
I have not even
on
thought
Epstein
about
Island, where they're getting groomed by a bunch of lesbos. Like,
and this last point that Nick is making, if you really reflect on what we saw in the 3rd episode, right? Osha wanted to leave. She was telling everyone she just wanted to go, and none of them were letting her leave. Not her sister, not the mothers, not the COVID. No, nobody was. I mean, she was being held prisoner, and then she was literally held prisoner by her sister, and the sister's like, "I'm gonna kill you now." I'm like, what are we watching? Can you imagine if children were actually watching this show?
Yeah. And the acting on it was so bad. And hell, to Mark in the chat, one of our buddies that I got to hang out with in Dallas last week, builds some great R2 units, and there's our good buddy from across the pond who also builds R2 units.
Hey, Rob.
We got all kinds of R2 builders here in the chat, which is awesome because that's real Star Wars, and that's a real Star Wars character. And no, R2D2 is not a lesbian,
and we're a real Star Wars channel.
Yeah,
unlike many.
Yeah. But yeah, the cringe level, like everybody knew this episode was the one that got pegged to be the worst one. Man, everybody thought Kenobi, Ahsoka, Book of Boba Fett was bad. Man, freaking Leslie Headland was like, hold my beer, guys.
No, hold my broomstick.
Yeah, hold my broomstick. I'm about to show y'all how bad I can get this thing. And man,
bro, they don't even know how bad it is. They're proud of this, Nick. It's like when you sit on the toilet and you got a turd like one of these right here, and you're like, look what I made. That's what Leslie Headland is doing, literally.
And then
she is proud of this turd.
You know what you do next, Coach? You flush. Right? That's what you do in that scenario. You flush.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. After Leslie Headland takes a crap, she's looking.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
God. So terrible. So freaking terrible. But I unfortunately I didn't get to watch the episode until yesterday.
Yeah.
But I still watched everybody's coverage of it.
How much rewatchability does that episode have for you?
0.
Could you, bro? I tried to do a reaction montage of different channels reacting to the power of one, the power of two. And what was up with that? The power of they're doing this. The power of many.
Yeah.
And I tried to get
the
people
theater dancing.
I was trying to get reaction videos to that. All the shill reaction channels, they cut that scene out of their reactions, bro. They all
Wow.
It's so hard to find one. They omitted that. Interesting.
Yep, pretty freaking crazy. But you know, what do you expect? It's Leslie Headland. You know, and you know, everybody knew it was gonna be trash.
Well, I think it's worse maybe than many people expected. A lot of people thought it was going to be trashed. You knew it, but some people, I mean, golly, dude, this is horrible. Like, you actually have to work hard to make Star Wars this bad.
It borders on unwatchable, right? There's bad and then there's unwatchable, right? We're on a very thin line here, right? In regards to this series.
Yep.
Yeah. And don't forget about Leslie Headland's past.
Oh no. Yeah, throw that up there. Exactly.
You know, that's the fixed credit for the end of the Acolyte right there.
Yep. Well, look, we got 1,100 people in chat, and it's like this is a Star Wars therapy session.
We're gonna have to put some good things up soon, Coach. I can't do this all night.
Oh, I know. Yeah. You could only crap on it for so long, you know.
Yeah.
Speaking of crapping on it, we have an expert here.
Oh no.
What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. And real quick, before we get started.
Hey, Derek, the power of
Many.
Hey, we are now the power of many right here, guys.
Oh yeah, right here. Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Oh,
what you talking about?
God. How many times have you rewatched the 3rd episode of The Acolyte?
Okay, so I watched it the first time. Then we did our thing on Tuesday. Then I watched it again to do a review, you know, and kind of go through it. But then my review got pulled down.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, so my review got heated, and then I actually had to go and so I re-recorded another review, you know, so I could get it up. That's it. So I've seen it 3 times. Sadly, I didn't want to.
Why did they pull your review? Did they give you a reason?
They said it was I used copyrighted material, but
Yeah.
I clipped everything at the 10 seconds. You know, it was like 10-second clip, 10-second clip. I did it exactly the way I did my same episode 1 to 2 review. I did episodes 1 and 2. That review is fine.
Yeah.
That review is perfectly fine. I did the exact same thing on episode 3 and they burned it. I don't get it.
Well, it's at 19% now, DA.
It's 19%.
It's dropped down to 19. It did hit
Was
18.
it 18 earlier?
It did hit
Was it
18.
Yeah.
Yep. It's amazing. Everybody's just sitting here watching this thing. And oh, the shills are mad. Oh, they're calling us
big mad.
They can be mad all they want to.
piss
Look,
babies. I
Here's
have
the
been
thing,
called
man.
everything you could imagine with the last couple
the
videos.
fans
I've
are
made,
winning.
You know?
Okay, the fans
Exactly.
are winning this thing. Okay, y'all not gonna win Lucasfilm. The fans are winning this whole battle. Okay, because look, just like we always state, they cry about review bombing. There's people out there giving it 5-star ratings too. Oh, it's the best thing in the whole wide world. There's people doing the exact same thing, you know, on the audience side. They're giving it 5-star reviews and they're praising it and loving it, and it's still sitting at 19%. It's still down there. There's more of us than there is of them, and that's the message. Okay, there's more fans that don't like this. What was the previous low of a Star Wars
holiday special? 20%.
Yeah. This is it. This is the all-time lowest.
This
right
is the
now.
all-time low. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I would rather watch the holiday special than this episode again.
Oh, by far.
Yeah.
What was the previous low Disney Star Wars thing?
I would look. Well, I was about to say I would rather watch. I would rather watch the Muppets Star Wars episodes, but I actually like those anyway. So
they're fun.
Especially the Muppet Babies Star Wars episode.
Muppet Babies.
I watch that one all the time.
The power of money. Okay. All right. Well, let's continue going through our super chats and everything. We are going to be having member pop-ins. where our masters and grandmasters can come in and speak on this whole Acolyte nonsense. But thank you all for being here. We got 1,200 now strong in chat. As I said, this is a Star Wars therapy session. Because look, here's the thing, and I'm not like, I'm not one to go, hey, look at us, look. No, we're a true blue, real Star Wars channel, and we say what we really think. And many times people disagree with us, because we don't ever say what we think people want to hear. If you watch a lot of these shills and some of these bigger YouTubers, they have really had a hard time saying what they really want to say, folks. If they make their living on YouTube, there are some people that I have watched crumble under the pressure here. We're part-timers, baby. We don't have to do this. I love it. We do this because of the community. When I retire from my profession, my career, I would like to do this full time. Yeah. I got 5 or 6 more years. We got plenty of time. Watching these people squirm under the pressure has been very revealing. And here's another thing: when you're talking about these critics, the people, the shills, the people who were saying this show's 85%, this show's a 10 out of 10, this show, I'm praising it because of the bold choices that they've made. What? Go look at their record and see what they've criticized. I guarantee you the only things that they've criticized are things like Sound of Freedom.
Yeah. Or Passion of the Christ.
They don't criticize anything Disney. I guarantee you that. Turn your critics card in. You're fired. Nobody can trust you.
Also, just to hit on what we were talking about a minute ago, the last thing that had the before this, the thing that had the worst score under Disney Star Wars was The Last Jedi at 41%.
Wow.
That's the lowest. That was the lowest thing from Disney.
Crushing that
before this dropped.
Wow. Yeah, man. I think at this point in time, this might be the moment that they got to do something. I think the fans have had it. Listen, that's it. We're gonna downvote this thing into oblivion, and you're gonna have to do something about it.
And they can only call us bigots and racist and all these other things so much, DA.
Yeah.
I mean, look, if it was good Star Wars, people would be watching it and it wouldn't be at 19%. You really think there's that many people hate watching this, that many people that are just anti-Star Wars No, of course there's a small percentage of those people, but this is indicative of the quality of show that they're giving us. Yeah. Was everybody bashing Ahsoka like this? No, it wasn't on that level. Me and Nick.
That's why I'm asking. That's why I asked that question. What was the previous low for Disney Star Wars? Was because I wanted to see, okay, if everything was in the 20s, all right, maybe you had, everybody's just bashing it and bash, whatever.
Right.
Andor, I know, was somewhere in the 90s. I think Andor is in the 90% area.
And it will be again.
Mando season 1 and 2 are 90%. Okay. And look, Andor has a lesbian relationship. So it's not, you can't cry and say, oh, it's about, you don't like lesbian. Like, it has a lesbian relationship in Andor. It's quality storytelling. That's the thing.
And so Andor's at 86%.
Which one?
Andor, 86%.
And look, when Andor season 2 drops, it will be up there in the 80s and 90s again.
Yeah, exactly.
Because Tony Gilroy knows what he's doing. This is trash.
Well, and I also think part of the reason why they're going to release Skeleton Crew so far away from this is because they need to start again.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And again,
anybody out there in chat excited for Skeleton Crew?
I'm excited for anything that's not this. But
I mean,
I don't know if excited is the right word.
It's not. Skeleton Crew can't be this bad. It's
got John Watts, right? John Watts knows how to make things. Right, it's got Jude Law. Jude Law knows how to act in things.
John Watts is the Spider-Man director, right?
Yes,
correct.
Yeah. So it'll be fine. So it'll be entertaining. It might not be what we want. It might not be Star Wars. It'll have something. It'll have something. This has nothing. This has nothing at all for Star Wars. Nothing. There's nothing that's making me want to. The only reason I'm still watching this is because I got a channel. That's it. That is legitimately it. And I am a diehard Star Wars fan. And there's no chance I would watch this if I didn't have something in it for me. Okay.
Yes.
I'm just going to be very honest about that.
Bro, if we
Yeah,
didn't
this
have a
channel,
Star
I
Wars
would not be
channel,
watching.
Nick, if we didn't have a Star Wars channel, true or false, there's no way in hell we'd watch this.
Nope, no way.
No way.
I would not be watching it at all. And I encourage everybody out there that doesn't have a YouTube channel and has to review this crap, do not watch it because you are wasting your time. You will never be able to get that time back. Never.
Listen, I never thought I would be so glad to understand now that these are short episodes, because that's what Coach and I said. We're like, when it was over, we're like, thank God these episodes are short.
Yeah, man. That's the first thing we said, bro, when it ended. Glad these episodes are short.
You kept mousing over to see how much longer we have.
Yes!
And I was like, oh, thank God, it's only 10 minutes. Oh,
If you're looking, when you're watching something, if you hit the pause button or move the cursor just so you could see how much freaking time's left, because you're ready for it to end, that's indicative of a terrible show right there.
Yeah. You don't care. You're not locked into the story.
I don't got to be anywhere.
Yeah, you're not locked into the story. You know, you're checking your watch. You're seeing if you got some text messages. You're doing everything else but watching this trash. And yeah, that's how bad this thing is.
Yeah, well, one of our watchers on Twitter helps you.
Hey,
what else should I be doing with my time? You tell me. Anything but watch this show.
You know what I just did?
Anything.
With my oldest daughter, we just went all the way through the first 8 or the entire series of Game of Thrones. Now we're going to start House of the Dragon tonight. House of the Dragon Season 2 comes out on Sunday. The first 2 episodes, I believe, Risman. Is it 2 episodes or just 1?
I think it's 1, isn't it? 2?
I think it's just 1.
All right. Okay.
Just 1. I think it's
so 1 episode premiere Sunday night, and I guarantee you it's going to be so much superior to anything Disney Star Wars is doing. It's not even going to be funny.
And plus, I know it's not the same thing, but I watched the first 3 episodes of the new season of The Boys today. Every one of them was an hour, right? And I mean, you're just into it. You're just into it. Again, it's something totally different. But if you're going to invest the time in watching something, at least watch something that's going to entertain you.
Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly.
Come on, man.
Yep. Totally cool with that. All right. We got a mountain of super chats and member chats we're going to go through. Guys, thank you so much for your support. We're going to hit them all. X-Dragon sends in $25.
Krona.
Yep. So thank you for that. We appreciate that very much, my friend. Thank you, X-Dragon. Random Hero 89 with a $5 super chat, guys. Leslie Fathead had a wet dream and pitched it as a Star Wars show. Nick,
Pretty much.
It's more like a It's more like a nightmare, though. I mean, is this not even a pleasant dream?
Yeah, right.
And remember, guys, Kathleen Kennedy said she cried when she read the script for this. If I read the script for this, I'd probably cry too on how bad it is.
Some people
I
in
feel
the
like
chat,
crying every time I like. Oh my God, Tuesday? Is it Tuesday? Oh,
I have
another Tuesday.
Oh, I'm telling you, I have no reason to say this. It's pure speculation on my part, but it would not surprise me. I can't believe I'm about to say this. It would not surprise me if Kathleen Kennedy was not tied to the occult in some way.
Oh, I mean, it was
just going to throw that out there.
I will say someone brought to my attention earlier today that Kathleen Kennedy has a twin and her birthday is June the 5th. Right? The series came out June the 4th, 5th. It's about twins.
And funny how it's a coincidence that they dropped this gay show during Pride Month.
Of course. Of course.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure that wasn't a coincidence.
Exactly. Thank you, Random Hero. We appreciate that very, very much. Let's see. Venger with a member chat. Did you know a Dathomiri Night Sister made her first ever appearance in the 85 second Ewok movie? Cheryl, played by Cian Phillips, was one. Yeah, also, is that lesbian witch song, the Song of the Shill? Yes.
Yeah, I remember her. I didn't realize that she was a Night Sister in the Ewok movie.
They didn't make a thing of it. They just.
That's like a retroactive thing. The Night Sisters didn't exist until '94 in a book, The Courtship of Princess Leia. Yep. That's when the Night Sisters actually became a thing, you know.
And they retroactively made
her. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's kind of like the older rebel commando on Endor. Oh, that's Rex.
Rex.
Come on.
Even though he has a name that they're still referring to him as, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
he was never Rex originally, but then later on,
no,
you know,
because he ain't Rex.
Yeah.
You know, but look, I'm okay. People got it a little twisted in my last couple videos. I'm not saying, oh, it's got witchcraft in it, I'm out. Hey, if you have witches in a movie and they're seen as evil and bad and they're defeated, I'm all for it. Hell, Diablo is my favorite computer game of all time. I love killing demons.
Yeah.
I mean, Doom. I love Doom. So people just got that whole thing twisted a little bit.
Well, and plus, Coach, the Night Sisters had a purpose originally, right? They were worked into the story. Palpatine had a thing with, it worked.
Yeah.
Under context, Asajj Ventress, Maul. Right. I mean, it worked.
But here's where we are. Here's where we are with Dave Filoni in the seat that he's in. We're not getting Star Wars without witchcraft involved.
Yeah, because what I was going to say is, did we need to make that did that have to be front and center in Ahsoka? Those 3 witches and the thread and all of those things.
All.
Now they're at Dathomir. That was Filoni.
And then you go right to Tales of the Empire. That's what was after Ahsoka. Half of that was about a witch. And now we have this. It's completely about witchcraft. So that's the vehicle they're using.
Be connected.
Easily.
Yeah.
Easily. Totally agree. Dean Von Hunter has joined our member family. Thank you, Dean. Welcome to the EBN family, brother. We appreciate it very, very much.
And Jedi Master members, or Jedi Grandmasters, after 3 months of being a Grandmaster, this is one of the coins that you will receive, and you will get a Grandmaster t-shirt for free.
Yep, as long as the coins last.
Yep, as long as the coins last. So if you guys have been Grandmaster members and haven't got a coin or a shirt, be sure to email us at echobasenetwork@gmail.com and let us know.
Yep. 7JC Diva, not surprised about witchcraft and Disney. Definitely not.
Yeah, I mean, nobody should be surprised about it.
Yep, they're embracing it for sure. But it's amazing how I've called a lot of it out in a couple videos, and people are like, "Oh, that's such a stretch. Oh, what's wrong with you?"
Really?
What?
Nothing stretchy about that at all.
It's a fact.
It's obvious to me.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. The thing is like this living in this world of social media. Everybody types things with authority and they try to come across like they've got an expertise in something when you just Googled something for 2 minutes and you don't really know what you're talking about. Yeah. That's the world that we live in. And am I guilty of doing that occasionally? Sure I am. If you want to talk NFL football with me, guess what? I'm going to be totally ignorant. But if you want to talk about history, if you want to talk about religion, if you want to talk about monotheistic and polytheistic religions, that's my career. That's what I do. So I know a little bit about that. I know a little bit about the occult.
Which hell, we grew up kind of learning about that stuff and talking about it, when we were growing up.
Brother, I would say, I'm not going to speak for you, but I would say for me, I had an unhealthy fascination with some of that.
Yeah,
in our younger years.
Everybody who came up through the 80s did, right? I mean, it was front and center, satanic verses, paganism, all that, all that stuff.
Making the record go backwards.
I can still quote scripture from the Satanic Bible. I'm not going to, but I know it. And it's because that's how much I studied that stuff.
Yeah.
Ugh. Whew. Anyways, yeah. Jerry Berglund with $50.
They're Sikhs. So
Yeah.
what is it? SEK? I forget where that comes from.
That's the
We've got a lot of
Swedish
international
throne, right?
folks here
Yeah.
today. Wow.
Hail to all of our international friends. We love you guys. Did Mel Brooks write this show? It feels more like his humor than Star Wars. Yeah, is this whole show satire? Is it,
Mel Brooks would have done better than that, and that's a Swedish krona.
Okay. Hey,
I don't
awesome.
know.
Awesome.
This
Thank you,
history of
Jerry.
this history of the world thing they tried to bring back was unwatchable. Boy, I don't know how Mel Brooks let that slip by recently.
Spaceballs the broomstick.
Yeah,
That's what we've got right now.
yeah.
It's crazy. Thank you, Jerry. We appreciate that very much, my friend. Mel Brooks probably would have done better. Actually, he definitely would have. On his worst day, I would say.
Yeah.
Leslie Headland never needs to do this again.
Nope.
Catholic. Well, no, I ain't going to say that. I'm not even going to say that. Project Cambrian, member for 11 months. What's up, brother? Benny Hill taps Rissman's head. Hiya, coach. The farce will be with you always with wings. Thank you, Project Cambrian. Appreciate it, brother. Lou Capadonna with $2 super chat. Only KK makes lesbian space witches boring and cringe.
Yeah, I could make a show with lesbian space witches, and it would be hot and exciting.
And I'm sure you would probably be in the film too,
Yeah,
right?
it wouldn't be cringe and boring.
And it would definitely not be for kids.
Yeah, it definitely would not be for kids.
Oh man, they really missed the mark on this, dude. Star Wars is for children.
Yeah,
This is not for children,
no,
even though it's got 2 children in it.
yeah.
And one of the children didn't even want it. All she kept saying is, "I don't want to be in this. Get me out of here." That was her comment.
Yep.
She didn't even want to be in it.
Oh, she can do her own thing. No, you want to stay here.
I'm
Exactly.
gonna lock you up, and I'll fix you. I'm gonna lock you up and kill you.
Yeah.
Yep.
What?
Burn you alive.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. And don't get me started on the fire. Freaking, I'd never known rock to burn like that, and fire
Stone.
to spread on stone and steel. Like, wow, it was spreading like it was freaking drywall and 2x4s.
Yeah. I see. Look, that's something that we were talking about earlier.
And from a lantern and some pieces of paper.
So there's going to be more happening there, I think.
Well, and again, not to try and give it any redeeming qualities at all, right?
Yeah.
But if you looked at all those dead witches, not one of them was burned, right? They all
None
died
of them.
some other way, right? None of them are burned.
It looked like they were gassed.
And does anyone care what the explanation of any of it is?
No.
No,
No.
absolutely not.
No. We just watched a genocidal event. All the witches are dead and nobody cares.
And the only thing we know for sure is we're going to have to watch it again at least one other time from someone else's point of view.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
One time.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Yep, she's like, oh, George likes Kurosawa, so we're gonna do this Kurosawa point of view stuff, and have all these different angles and mysteries, and we'll pull out the J.J. Abrams freaking mystery box theater with all of it.
All of that stuff only matters if I care about these characters, which I don't.
No,
If I don't care about any characters, you can do all the smoke and mirrors all you want to. It's not going to make me like this thing anymore. Oh, we're doing Kurosawa. Look it from this position. Look it from this position. I don't care about either one. I don't care about the people on the screen. I don't care about the story you're telling. I don't care. All right. I'm literally just trying to monetize off of this shit, right? That's it, man. That's all.
How much are we saying that we don't like it because the leads are 2 young black girls? Nobody's saying that.
Not at all.
that has nothing
Not
to
at
do with
It has
it.
no- the show is terrible from top to bottom.
It's garbage writing.
You know why? It lacks originality because it's inspired by 75 other things.
Yes.
I couldn't give 2 shits
Yeah.
what it's inspired by. Write an original story that doesn't suck. There's no originality here whatsoever.
Yeah.
Yep.
KK has been so desperate to have a female storyteller. She finally gets one, and look at the one she picked. There's a lot of women that's capable of creating Star Wars that we would like.
No,
This is not it.
Yeah, Deborah Chow directed a great episode of
One of the best.
Mando.
Oh, yeah.
But she also did Kenobi, so she kind of hurt herself
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, she also did
didn't
Kenobi,
write-
but she didn't write Kenobi.
Yeah,
Right.
she just directed. Yeah.
Joby Harold is another one that should never come back. Once
Nope.
was enough. Once
Yeah.
was more than enough. Joby and Leslie, go write something together. Go away.
Yeah,
Go
yeah.
together.
T-Rex 007 says Bryce Dallas Howard. She also did some decent stuff.
Absolutely.
You know, so yeah, I mean, there's capable people out there. Harvey Weinstein's ex personal assistant is not the one that needs to be doing any more Star Wars ever.
No, for sure.
1,000%.
And she didn't even write this last one. I didn't look up the writing credits of the person who wrote this last one, but whatever it is, I hope it was whatever they wrote before. I hope it was better than this thing.
Yeah,
Right?
totally.
Because this thing gave us, what did you do? What did you do? What did you do?
Yeah.
I don't care what any of you did. I don't care which one is which. I
The
don't
Jedi
care
are
what
good.
you
The Jedi
did.
are
I
bad. The
don't
Jedi are
care
good.
when you did it? Just stop saying that.
Look, every piece of dialogue between the two girls is just super cringe, man. And how do you, people have been saying this, they don't look the same at all, minus the hair.
At all.
But they're identical twins later in life. What? Yeah,
That was the first thing that stood out to me. I'm like, y'all couldn't find two little black girls that looked identical twins.
Talk about suspending
any?
disbelief. They're making you do it. Like, yeah.
And in these scenes, they couldn't just use one because they had to appear together.
Exactly.
Right? So they screwed themselves on that stupidity too.
Yep. Lucas Garrett, $10. There are only 6 films in the Star Wars saga. Everything else, in my eyes, is fan fiction or hate fiction. If I want to see true Star Wars, I know where to go. Same with Trek and Doctor Who. You know what? Thank you, Lucas, for sending that in, brother. We appreciate you very much, my friend. Lucas, I'll tell you, man, somebody sent me an image on Twitter earlier today, and it was a picture of the back of Episode 3's DVD, the case, and it said, "The conclusion of the Star Wars saga." Hell yeah. That's exactly what it was.
Yep.
That's exactly what it was. So I'm glad they put that on that cover, and that's going to be our story, and we're sticking to it.
Yep.
Appreciate it, Lucas.
If I was gonna have anybody who's not ever seen Star Wars watch it, the only exception I would make for them to watch would be Rogue One in the first 2 seasons of Mando.
I agree. Look, and that's the thing, man. We have never said Disney has not made anything any good, but what we are saying is that the vast majority of the things that they've made has been bad.
Yeah,
very bad, and it's getting worse.
Yeah.
Let's hope this.
Like, you know what? Like Disney, can you give us like a C average? Like a 70%, it's okay. Make 10 out of 10 things, only 3 of them can be bad. The other 7 have to be good, at least good. I would accept that. And then you can experiment. You know what? If Disney had given us good Star Wars, like if we were coming off of a great Ahsoka series, a great Mando season 3, and all of these other series were great and the movies were great, we would give them a pass on the Acolyte. We would say, you know what? That was their one bad one, But it's like we've been getting bad series after bad series after bad series. It's like, all right, after a while, it's like, when are we going to get good Star Wars? When are we going to see something good again? That's what the question. And I guess it's Andor, and then after Andor, I don't know what else. I don't know what's going to be good after this.
Yeah,
totally agree.
Yep.
Who knows when the next time? We always talk about it here. Mando Chapter 16, the Season 2 finale, when the fandom really was united.
Yeah.
Do you remember anybody that was walking around pissed after watching Chapter 16? No. Everybody was celebrating. Everybody was like, yes, that's how Star Wars fandom should be. And the reason that it's not is because of Disney.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's very simple.
And everybody was looking forward to the next thing, which was the Book of Boba Fett. Everybody was excited with that little stinger at the end. Oh man, I'm telling you, that was like I was like, holy crap, this is what I've always wanted, man. I want to dive into the criminal underworld. I want to see, gangsters, bounty hunters, I wanted to see all of that just come to life. And I was like, that's what we're going to get in the Book of Boba Fett. It's going to be all of these little crime syndicates trying to take over Jabba's spot. Oh, this is awesome. I can't wait. Then we got Pee Wee Herman bites.
Bring them back. Bring them back right now. Bring them.
I take it right now. I'll go right back to Boba Fett.
Bring me that pink Vespa.
Yeah.
Bring it.
Bring me the Major Domo and Pelimoto having a relationship. I don't care. Please.
Oh my gosh. Pelimoto and the Jawas.
Very furry, Coach. Very furry. Very furry.
Pelimoto does Pennsylvania.
Yep. So real quick, episode 3 was written by Jasmine Flornora or something. She's got writing credits for Falcon and Winter Soldier, Truth Be Told, Heathers, and Hand of God, and that's it.
Lord,
explains it all.
Yep. In the highest rated ones out of all those is a 7.1. But it was written by 2 people. The other person is Elaine Sheem, if I'm pronouncing that right. And she is an Asian writer, and she is known for, she has a writing credit for House of the Dragon.
Oh, that's right. I remembered seeing someone from House of the Dragon was involved.
Yeah, but only one episode. Only one episode.
That's okay.
She only had a writing
There
credit
wasn't a bad one.
episode. Yeah. And the highest, and that's the highest scored thing that she's ever written for. The one that she had writing episode credit for, most of them was a TV series called Light as a Feather, and it only scored a 6.5. So they had 2 writers write this episode that don't have very good track records of writing good stuff that people enjoy.
And look, Leslie Headland didn't want a team that knew anything about Star Wars, but they do know about lesbian witch covens. That they do know about that.
Whatever they know, they couldn't make it interesting.
Actually, Coach, we really should find a real lesbian witch coven and ask if they were offended by that episode, because it wouldn't surprise me if we located such a thing. They might actually say you're giving lesbian witch covens a bad name.
All right, Richmond. Well, you got it. Go find us.
We'll be on the lookout.
It's back down to 18% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, let's go, everybody. Get
Celebrate.
Up.
Yeah.
18%. We're doing it.
And episode 3 was actually directed by a South Korean guy.
Oh, yeah.
Kokanda, I guess is how.
Oh, yes, that is correct.
There's not a lot about him out there.
No, his directing credits. His best thing is a TV series called Pachinko, which got an 8.
It's on Apple TV Plus.
Yeah, he directed four episodes of that.
Yeah. Yep. Cool.
That's it.
No, he's done a bunch of
Columbus,
little independent films.
Independent Journey. Yeah.
Okay.
Video essays or something is what he calls them or something. I looked into the guy. I was honestly looking for any type of agenda stuff. Why him?
Yeah.
And I couldn't find anything.
Yeah.
But I wasn't going through the bushes looking either. I mean, I did it very casually. Because I wanted to know, because you better believe it, I was going to shout it out I just wanted to know, so it could be just part of the conversation. So Thunder Khajiit, man, I know I messed that up. $4.99. It's like a bad dream. How could we have got to the point where I just don't care about Star Wars anymore? OTPT Legends books for life. Amen, brother.
Yeah.
2012.
Yeah.
We really need to make a shirt 1977 to 2012. We really need to make that shirt.
Yes, definitely.
Yep.
Definitely.
We'll get that done. Thank you so much, brother, for that $4.99 super chat. We greatly appreciate that. Debbie Young, has been a member for 39 months, and she just wanted us to know, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Debbie Young. You are the best, Mama Bear. Felix Quiros with a $10 super chat. The Acolyte is using real witchcraft concepts to change the meaning of the Force in Star Wars. This shift in traditional lore feels out of place and alters the essence of what made the Force special. I agree 110%. DA?
Yeah, no, 100%, man. Look, the Force is the Force. I don't understand why they're doing all of this Force foo stuff either. I don't understand why they got to change what the Force is. I don't listen, and I don't have a problem like with alternate Force using factions. Let me say that as well, okay? Like, I don't have a problem with that being in Star Wars, being in this, because you would figure, okay, there's probably more people using the Force than the Jedi and the Sith. So, okay, if you want to bring those guys in, that's fine. But look, Star Wars is Jedi, Sith, Rebels, Empire. You need those 4 elements to get Star Wars. If you want to do some little offshoot and something else, okay, but make sure that we're still getting Star Wars. Like I said, if they wanted to make 10 series and they're going to have 7 good ones and you're just going to have some 3 experiments, okay, I'm actually all right with that. As long as those 7 series are good Star Wars series, okay, I've gotten my fill of Star Wars. You guys want to experiment and see what else is out there? You want to throw something on the wall, see if it sticks? Okay, I can live with that. I can absolutely live with that. This is okay, but you still got to give me Star Wars, and that's the big problem, is that they haven't been giving us good Star Wars, and in this case, they're not giving us Star Wars at all. This isn't Star Wars. This is just not it. And so at what point in time are we going to shift and start actually giving the fans what the fans want?
Well, and the worst part about it, and I think we'll be correct on this feeling. I agree with everything Derek just said. We didn't need to have this, but now I think we really have this because we're going to see that these people who were perverting the Force were here specifically so the Jedi can slaughter them, so the Jedi can look bad, right? The Jedi are going to be the ones that wipe this coven out because they just can't let this go on. Can't let it continue. And then everyone's going to be like, oh, Jedi bad. Jedi bad. They're monopolizing the Force. It's their way or the highway. Look, they just killed all these women.
They're going to steal your kids.
Even though they made it a point to say in the series, at least from OSHA's point of view, we don't take kids.
We don't take kids.
Remember, we saw all that from OSHA's point of view. We'll probably see it from May's point of view when the Jedi will be like, we're here to take your kids. You can't keep these kids.
And we'll be like, what's happening?
Well, look,
people are going to be so confused.
Disney Star Wars loves to take anything that George Lucas made and change it. And basically what they do is they make it worse. They did it with Obi-Wan Kenobi. They made him an ultimate failure, fool. How many times did you have an opportunity to kill Darth Vader, you idiot?
Yeah.
Okay, they did it with Luke. The son, the main character in what Star Wars used to be. And they destroyed that character. Everything that they do, they compete with what George Lucas made. If we make a new Death Star, it's got to be bigger and better. A new 4-legged walker, it's got to be bigger and better. Everything that they do, and look at this comment here, like from Citizen X. You have masters like Yoda who can teach you clearly what is the Force. But you know what, bro? If they did, they're gonna make the Jedi look evil, dumb, irresponsible. They're going to make them bad. And it's that whole thing about there is no good and evil. They're erasing the duality of Star Wars.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and now I'm starting to believe that Leslie was telling the truth and Yoda's really not in this series. Because think about it. If Yoda does now appear in the series, these Jedi are a bunch of bumbling idiots, right? Who knows what they're doing. By the way, and one of the things that I need to get past it, because the whole thing doesn't make any sense. But when Saul saved Osha on the ice planet, she was falling backwards. How did he save her? With the Force.
Yep.
Now, fast forward to episode 3, which again is in the past, fine. How does he save Osha? He runs over and grabs her with his hand.
And holds her for 10 seconds before he even starts to move. We actually never see him pull. He's just sitting here holding her. She's 50 pounds and you're a grown ass man.
But never.
What are we watching?
Can't use the Force to grab the other one. I don't. What?
I asked that same question, Risman. I asked the exact same question. Why is it that he couldn't have figured out how to save both? Use the Force, keep the bridges up. All right, you jump over to this person. Okay, then I'll bring that bridge over to you or something. I mean, it's just bad writing. All right, let's just call it what it is. Just bad writing for people that don't really care about Star Wars. They care about their message. They care about their agenda.
Well, look, I'm not necessarily opposed to thinking that these people are so feminist to the core from top to bottom that even in their subconscious, when they write men poorly and weak. Even if they don't mean to. That they are.
Yeah. Yeah, it's baked into who you are, Like if you are so like elbow deep, shoulder deep into ideology, that's just how you see the world. And so everything that you do in your life is just going to come out that way. It's just that. And so they care more about the ideology. That's the main thing that's been the problem, not just with Star Wars, but with all of Hollywood. They care more about the ideology than they care about the matter of hand of entertaining the audiences that they're supposed to be entertaining. And they take over these popular franchises. They got this baked in audience, and all they want to do is just signal how much they, care about their ideology and whether it's feminism or whatever. That's all they care about. They don't care about what made the franchise great. Why is Star Wars Star Wars? Why is it that all of these other franchises that have existed throughout the millennia, how come these things didn't become Star Wars? Star Wars did, and there's certain reasons for that, and they don't care. They don't bother to look into it, tap into what does this franchise mean to all of these people that love it. The only thing they want to do is use it for ideology. That's it. Yep. And now they have a big audience coming to watch the Acolyte, and we're all talking about it, and they probably love it. They probably don't even care that we're ripping it apart. They probably love the fact that they have a big show on Disney Plus. Same thing with Willow. They had a big, we got this property. It belongs to Lucasfilm. This is what they care about. They could care less if we like it because they get to spew their ideology out there to millions and millions and millions of people. That's it. And maybe some of these people will, I understand them a little bit better now, or I don't know what goes on in their crazy brains, but I think that's it. They don't care if this thing succeeds or fails. It's literally about, what did the Joker say? It's not about money. It's about sending a message.
And speaking of Willow, I have to tell you honestly, Willow was better than this series.
Oh, that is.
Did you finish Willow?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't finish the first episode, and I'd rather watch Willow.
I think I got that like episode.
Actually, I don't know.
Episode 4, I tapped out.
Yeah, I don't know. I would say that they're on par with each other. I'm so glad we don't have a Willow channel.
At least witches are more accepted in Willow.
Yeah, that's true. Oh man, it's just crazy. All of it's just crazy. All right, Felix Quiros. Yep, we hit that one. Felix, thank you so much, brother, for that $10 super chat. John Q with a $5 super chat. It's not for a minority group. You're missing the real problem, the writing. Doesn't matter who is cast as what. If the story is good, you won't notice. I agree with that for the most part. Diversity at its core that's a beautiful thing. That's awesome. Forced diversity is not.
Yeah.
Forced diversity. And look, if you want to have a show about lesbian witches, great. Go make you one. But it shouldn't be Star Wars.
Yeah. Yeah. No chance. No chance at all at that, man. I don't see why they have to push who you're sleeping with in Star Wars, to be honest with you. Why does that matter?
Because it matters to the people who are creating these things.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Their pronouns and all that stuff, that's what's important to them.
Yeah.
And that's what their stories are about.
Yep.
Yeah, I heard Jeremy from
Isn't that sad? Like your whole like identity and story in your life is who you have. I mean, think about that. Like you're so much more of a person than who you sleep with. But that's the thing they identify with the strongest. Like that is their identity. That is who they are. Yeah. That's how they see that. Like I sleep with, the same sex or whatever. It's like, why is that? I guess that's maybe the part I don't get. Like, why is that something that you want to use as the thing you identify by? You know,
careful to criticize, DA. You're tiptoeing on being a bigot.
Yeah.
and it's even
crazy.
stranger. It's even stranger than that, right? Because when we meet someone, right, and we figure out what defines them, and we talk to them, the last thing it's not like you meet someone and the first thing you do is have sex with them. Well, not normally, right? But you're
I'm going to withhold comment there. I was about to say
I get it. But
we've all been there.
Yeah.
you're figuring out what are
Some
they
of
all
us more
about,
than others.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say, Nick.
right? But you're having a conversation. You're figuring out, what do they stand for? What do we have in common? What is it all about? Here, it's very front and center, and it's the very first thing. How do we identify? Let's get that out of the way first. I'm like, when did it be first?
Do how many of you have gone into an interview and they say, all right, Derek, all right, Nick, all right, Matt, so tell me who you are. We've all we've all kind of experienced that. Today, I wish I could be a fly on the wall, because people go, I'm a them, and I lost my virginity at 12 to my uncle. What?
Yeah. None of this matters. And if it doesn't matter in job interviews, you think it matters in this entertainment? Do you think we're watching this because of these diverse people in it? No.
We're not, but see, they are.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy. Like, they will watch this show and praise it because, oh, there's a lesbian coven of witches here. You know, like, that's the reason why they are watching it and praising it and loving it, because of that reason. And it's just like, but the story is terrible. So why would you care? Why would you care about, like, this is how you, like, even if you want to say, like, I don't want to be represented like that. You know, I mean, me personally, like, hey, you want to write something that's supposed to, you know, represent black people? Give me a good story. I don't want to just some trash. But, oh, it's had black people in it. Aren't you happy for that? I'm like, no, I don't care if there's, like, I could care less about the skin color, about the gender, about the sexual orientation. I could care less about any of that. What
DA,
I care about
read this comment, DA.
Yes, it should not educate. It should entertain. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what the point of entertainment is. It's the number one. It's the only point. And if you have some educational stuff that you want to drop in, you want to, you know, slide some stuff in, that has to be layered so deep into the subtext that you didn't even realize it on the first watch. You might have to watch it 3 or 4 times. Well, hey, man, there was a little hidden message in there. I didn't quite see it, but I see it now because I love this entertaining story so much. I had to watch it 5 times, and then finally I see some message coming out of this thing. But on its surface, it's just fun. It's just entertainment. This is why we come to watch television and movies. This is what we are all about. So, you know, any type of, you know, music, you know, it has to hit you from a musical level first, before you even really care about the message of it, you know, or if there's a message in it. It has to hit you on a human level, and that's what entertainment is, and that's what they are not giving us.
Yeah,
yeah. Go ahead, man.
I was just gonna say, I got a question for you, Derek. What's more offensive to the black community? Not getting parts that they feel like they should get, or them getting parts that are poorly written in trash characters, and then they have a trash role?
Yeah, obviously that's to me. Now, to me, the second one is far more offensive. Give me a well-written show with it's one of the reasons why I hate race swaps, because to me it's just pandering. It's like you're just handing somebody a role, but you don't really care anything about this role. You're just handing this role to this guy, instead of actually taking the time to create something unique and original that means something. If you just hand me a role and say, okay, Derek, we came up with a garbage role, but we're going to put a lot of black people. It's like Good Times. When they did this Good Times reboot on Netflix, and it was just absolutely insulting. I couldn't get through like 10 minutes of that thing. Okay. Wow. I said, oh, this is garbage. This is utter garbage. But this is a quote unquote representation for the black community. And I'm like, we don't want to be represented like that. Okay. That's not how we're looking to be represented, but that's how a lot of people feel like, well, this is what black people are looking for. They're looking for their stories, their, you know, narratives coming out to the big screen. And I'm like, no, we just want good entertainment. And if we, you know, see it through any lens of race, fine. Okay. I know so many black people that absolutely loved Game of Thrones. All right. And how many black people were in Game of Thrones? Right? Not hardly any. If any. You know, very few. But they loved it, and they didn't identify with anybody. Oh, it's like, man, I love the character. I love this character, that character. They really loved what's her name? Cersei. They loved her, and it's like, why? Oh. Yeah. But why? Because she's diabolical. Because she's villainous, and we love that. And it's like,
Tyrion said, "My sister's the most murderous bitch in the kingdoms, and I'm about to go into her bedroom, and she wants to kill me."
Yeah.
But you know why that was? Right? She nailed the role.
Yes.
Right.
But that's what I'm saying. She's entertaining, you know, and that's it. She's entertaining, and all of the other stuff, whatever's going on, you don't care. I just want to be entertained. And so, yeah, black people want to be entertained just like everybody else wants to be entertained. So, Hollywood, stop pandering. Just give us what we want. Give us a good entertainment, and we'll be happy.
Yeah. Exactly. That's exactly right, brother. Yeah. That's exactly. It's the same thing for me.
Yeah. So we had that comment up a minute ago on why we're haters. Disney makes it very easy to.
We don't want to be haters.
Hate this crap. It's not. And for anybody who might be new here, me and Coach went into X-Men 97 ready to trash all over that show. We
already trashed it, bro. We already made videos talking about how woke garbage it was.
Yeah.
It was going to destroy X-Men. You got the woke director. You got non-binary morph now. We already made videos saying outright, this show is going to be awful. And guess what? Go ahead, Nick.
And we ended up loving the show
from the first show.
Yeah, and we were like, "Wow, this is really good." You know, none of that crap that we heard was in there in your face. It all, I loved all of it.
Did we actually come out and say, "Hey guys, we were wrong. This show's awesome"?
Yeah, we did. We came out and we're like, "Hey, this is actually really good." If the Acolyte, if we would have, and me and Coach had this conversation before the episodes even aired, what if it's good?
Exactly.
If it's good, then hey, we'll be like,
it's good.
Hey man, this is actually pretty good. You know, I can't lie. You know, it's actually a pretty good show, but it's not. It is huge trash. And you can see that by the audience score, which is now at 18%. So there's a lot of people that are hating this show. We are definitely not the only ones out there.
Well, and also I think, and it goes without saying because the score is so low, but they didn't even manage to capture the Ahsoka audience. Even the Ahsoka audience checked out, right? And I'm not saying there should have been a logical following necessarily between Ahsoka and this, because they're different stories, but you all know what I'm trying to say, right? They couldn't even retain the people that were loving the last thing. Even they were like, you know what? I just can't.
Yeah.
Just can't do it.
Yep.
Yep. Exactly.
That's real talk.
All right. Dave Bob, member for 41 months. Hey, old friend. I'm not watching, and I'm happy about it. Dave Bob, I hope you go to Icon, my friend. I hope we can see you there.
Yeah. I hope you make it up for Icon.
Yeah. Let us know, Dave Bob, if you're coming to Icon. We want to see you.
It's back at the hotel, man.
It's back at the original place. Let's go.
Yeah,
well, actually, it's not the original place.
Yeah, not the original.
Me and you went to the original place. We didn't even have a channel, Nick, when we did that.
No, we didn't have a channel.
No. All right. Thank you, Dave Bob. John Q with a $5 super chat. Acolyte could have been all white people and still would have been bad. Of course.
Yeah. 100%.
It would be no different.
You could replace every single character with all white guys, and we would be saying the same thing.
The color and the sex here is irrelevant.
Yeah, make the performances the same, the shot, everything the same. Just change it out with all white guys and white kids, the twin white boys, and we would still be saying this is trash.
But that's one reason. I'm speculating here. But I would say that it all comes down to what you're looking for as a fan. And if you're looking for some type of representation for you, and this is what did it for you, and that's the reason you like it, then just be honest about that and say that's the reason you like it.
Yeah,
I
because
think
a
that's
lot
a
of the
very
people-
shallow reason. You know who my
Yeah.
favorite basketball player of all time was?
Jordan.
Michael Jordan is. If it was about representation, it would be Larry Bird.
Mhm.
Yep.
Who's
I
also
love
one of your
Larry Bird.
favorites.
He is also one of my favorites.
Yeah.
But Michael Jordan's the greatest basketball player of all time. He's the one that gives me freaking chill bumps. And if I could have been anybody when I played basketball, it'd have been him.
Yeah. Who's your favorite boxers of all time?
Tyson.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
Not Tommy Morrison.
Yeah.
Okay? It's not about representation, fools.
Yeah. Yeah.
Golly.
Yeah.
Look, and look. So who's the racist?
Yeah. Randy Moss is my favorite NFL player of all time. Right ahead of Barry Sanders.
Yeah. Thank you, John Q, for that awesome super chat, man. Larry Henson with a $5 super chat. The thread has been pulled and Disney Star Wars is unraveling. It really is,
I like
bro.
that one.
Yeah. The thread of the Force. You know,
So-
rewrite the Force. You
They
know,
change everything.
Yeah, we
Is
got
this-
everything we needed about the Force in Star Wars, A New Hope. It's
No,
an
Nick,
energy
because the
field
Jedi were wrong. They're stupid.
Yeah, it's an energy field created by all living things. You know, it surrounds us, it binds us. You know, all that. That's the only
No,
explanation.
the Force
we
is
need
where a
about
Jedi
the
gets his
Force.
power.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Rissman? Not according to the Acolyte.
yeah.
The Acolyte is all about who wields the power, Coach. Not what you call it, not where it came from, but who wields it the best.
And it doesn't matter if it's good or bad, because there's
Yeah.
no such thing.
And can somebody explain to me how the Black Witch woman created the twins, the horny head alien woman carried them,
No.
but out pooped two black kids
With no horns.
Yeah, with no horns.
with no
Because
you
DA said it last week, or he said it on Tuesday, once you go black.
That's right.
So he said it, not me. Like, you know, when the
But yeah, like how, and then she says, you know, if they knew how you did it, I forgot what the line was.
If
But
they
if you
knew,
knew,
how,
if they knew how you did it, so maybe that, you know, I feel stupid for trying to make some understanding of this nonsense because it's dumb. But you know, what do you think they'll ever explain any of these plot threads that they're going
yes.
down?
So a couple
I'm
of
making
things.
a T-shirt right there.
So a couple of things, right? The way that line was delivered, it was, well, you're really in trouble now. Not only did you create two kids, but if they ever found out how you did it, ooh,
Exactly.
you're going to be in timeout. It's a big one.
Yeah.
And so there was an article, and Coach, I think this was one of your videos from today, right? There was an article, Mother was mothering, right? They had to explain a little bit more about this.
What?
And yes, they are, because we haven't heard enough yet. They are apparently going to explain further how these twins were concocted, but it's still left a bit up to the imagination and interpretation on what we think about it.
So do the Jedi? So do the Jedi find out what she did, and that's why
We don't
they
know.
kill them all?
We
Found out how you made two kids, and now we got to murder you. You know, maybe that's
yeah. I don't know. I don't know, Rissman, if they're actually going to reveal what she did to create the twins. They just, all they let us know was it was some kind of dark magic, something not good. That's something that the world won't like.
So one of the things that's out there, right, is the horny-headed mother is not in the pile of bodies, right? So there's some speculation that what might have happened, because she was very antagonistic, right? So there's some speculation that she might have just rounded them all up and they just started attacking the Jedi.
Yeah.
Right. And the Jedi's like, well, we ain't gonna do. We're gonna kill everyone, right? Are
She
they
wasn't just,
right?
Yeah, she wasn't just antagonistic. She was literally anti-OSHA.
Yeah.
And a proponent of May, the aggressive one that's going to be more Sith. That's who she was down with. So the thought there is that she's going to be the Sith master with you know with the smiley face or whatever. It's going to be the horny lesbian Wait, that sounded terrible. It's gonna. you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
One of the things that appears
Man, Coach, I'm glad you said that, man.
That appears not to be the case with this group, Coach. But anyway, that's the whole different.
Yeah.
That's all.
Hey guys, I gotta bounce, man.
Good to see you, Derek.
This is a train wreck, man. I can't wait till Tuesday so we can do this again.
Oh no,
man.
Can't wait.
It's fun, roasting.
It's
this
fun,
crap,
but
man.
it's sad. It's sad and it's fun.
Yeah, it's sad and fun all at the same time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right,
we
fellas.
appreciate you. Hey,
Yeah.
tell everybody where they can find you. You got to go sub to the DA.
Yep.
Derek Anderson, the DA. Check me out on my channel. I'll be doing Acolyte reviews and content all this entire next what? We got 5 more weeks of this, guys.
We
All
do.
right, it's gonna be a long
videos,
5
guys.
Yeah, so check me out. Appreciate everybody out there in the Echo Base family. Looking forward to seeing all of you guys at Icon. This is going to be awesome. Shout
Nashville,
out
Tennessee,
to,
this October.
Shout out to Bobby Rogue Sarge, always been a big supporter, along with Donna, Debbie, all of you guys. Really looking forward to seeing you guys as well at Icon. All right, but I got to take a.
Hey,
I
the
gotta,
DA
I
is
got
a
kids
is a
banging down my
published
door right
author.
now.
The DA is a published author. He's very
Yeah, right. Hey,
intelligent.
look,
And
want
he's
good
black.
stories?
He's black, and the force is black.
you want good stories? I got books for you. All right, go check them out.
Take care.
All right,
Appreciate
guys.
you, bro.
Later on.
See you, Derek.
Later.
One thing I was going to say is we did get one clarification, to be fair, to give Acolyte this episode 3 credit where credit's due. We did get explanation that Anakin's mom is a lesbian witch. And
What?
That's how she created Anakin, She's one of them now,
No, not yet. That it could happen, but
That's why I say I'm still compartmentalizing
Yeah,
Anakin's creation from whatever this mess is.
yeah.
Yep.
I guarantee you they try to move in that direction though. Like,
oh yeah.
Anakin's
Well, they definitely
mother,
created a possibility for being able to do that.
Yeah, she's one of the coven,
Yep, absolutely. And anyways, no father for Anakin, no father for these girls. Fathers are just bad. It's all about motherhood. It's all they wrote a whole article about it, about motherhood and witchcraft on StarWars.com today. That's what it's about. You used to be able to go to StarWars.com and they would have, like, way back in the day before the dark times, before Disney, they would have like Luke Skywalker pop up with facts about it.
Yeah.
The next time it would be R2-D2 with facts and did you know, and they celebrated birthdays of people and things like that. Now it's a maybe we celebrate the birthday, but now you go to StarWars.com if you want to find out about witchcraft.
Yeah.
Or learn how to make spice creams. The article before that was learn how to make the spice creams.
Spice cream. I thought spice was bad in Star Wars.
Yeah.
They've been watching too much
Spice
Dune.
cream. Yeah.
What are we doing?
What a freaking mess.
Yeah. OCD ED93, OCDD 93. What is up? $1.99. Leslie is Jabba and KK's love child. Thank you, OCDD. Maybe she is. Maybe she is. Dean Von Hunter, $1.99. Canceled Disney Plus. Just joined EBN. Hell yes.
Hell.
Let's go.
And also,
Thank you
for
Dean.
all the new people here, if you guys want to cancel your Disney Plus subscriptions and join us over on Patreon, it's only $5 a month. We do full-blown reactions over there.
You can
Tons of
watch the
stuff.
entire episodes with us.
Yeah, the entire episodes with us. See our reactions as it's going. We're going to be doing House of the Dragon. We're doing Acolyte. We got tons of documentaries,
Audio
movies,
books,
shows,
movies,
audios,
everything.
books, and it's all organized, easy to find.
You do a really
yeah.
good job with Patreon, Nick. You really do. It's clearly worth $5 a month. Griffin,
It's an easy $5. Easy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you, bro. Ramon Carter with $5 super chat. I thought I was getting a show about the Sith, not lesbian witches, confused twins, and a weak Jedi. Exactly.
Yep.
I did too. That's actually, I was like, man, the premise of this show actually sounds pretty cool. Well,
It's got everything in it so far but the Sith. How about
yeah,
it?
we're almost halfway done with it. And what do we know about episode 4? We're going to get a lesson in personal pronouns.
Yeah.
And we will see the Sith at the end of episode 4. The Sith will
About
make
time.
it.
Yeah. Are they going to have their lightsaber ignited again, doing nothing?
Oh no, it's going to be doing something.
Oh, well, great. Fantastic. Thank you, Ramon. Appreciate that very much. Random Hero 89 with a $5 super chat. Jabba wouldn't touch Leslie Fathead with a 10-foot pole. He dropped her in the Rancor pit, and the Rancor turned and ran. What do we say about Jabba when he won't touch anybody?
Even Jabba no bother.
Even Jabba no bother.
Even Jabba no bother.
Even Jabba no bother. Thank you, Random Hero. That is awesome. I agree with you.
I gotta
Jedi
make
Master
a quick
Lawrence.
work call, guys.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Jedi Master Lawrence with a $10 super chat. This is more like a plane crash, train carrying hazardous material, crashing into a flaming dump truck, a truck with full porta potty that is on fire in Arizona, 120 degrees Fahrenheit, middle of August in the afternoon. Dang.
That was a
Master
very
Lawrence.
specific super chat, Coach.
That
Very
mug is hot.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. I think you're right. When we say dumpster fire, that's a great way. That's a great description of a dumpster fire right there. Thank you, Jedi Master Lawrence. Daniel Hall with a $10 super chat. Do not lay blame on the wrong person. Do not allow scapegoating. KK and Iger are at fault. The script and budget were approved. Headland was hired to do a job, and she did as she was told. Okay. I blame them all. I agree with you.
I could go with that.
I blame Iger for it. Look, it's a trickle-down effect. It starts with Iger, who put Kathleen Kennedy in a position of power and hasn't changed it yet, even though we've had failure after failure. And now we have a failure of epic proportions. $180 million show that's doing this. And then you go all the way down to Leslie Headland. Awful. She should never direct anything else again unless it's made for a certain demographic, not for a general audience.
And also, Coach, I heard, again, it's all rumor, so take it with the pound of salt. But I did hear earlier today also that the first pass of this that Leslie produced was involving Asajj, the Night Sisters. She wanted to go there, and she was told she couldn't use those characters or that group because they were already on a Filoni plan, and they didn't want them in this series. And that's why the quote that we saw earlier about Filoni saying, well, they're more than just Night Sisters. They're more witches than just Night Sisters. If you really want to do witches,
right?
Do witches, was because he didn't want her using the Night Sisters. He didn't want her using Asajj, right? He didn't want that.
Asajj Ventress is this old?
No, but originally, remember, this was originally at a different time frame, right? There's a lot of things about this that got changed around, right. And before they landed on it's going to be the High Republic, it's going to be all these things. So that's why when the comment about, oh, you wrote a good Star Wars story, but now let's change this or whatever, there's more to it than some of the rest of this.
A name that we never mention anymore, ever, is Jon Favreau. And I can remember a time when there was a great amount of faith with Jon Favreau. After The Mandalorian's first 2 seasons, people were thinking, and here's the thing, Jon Favreau was actually saying the right things. Mm-hmm. And we believed him, generally speaking. He talked about the water cooler talk and about how it's your job to tell a story that the fans like. It's your job to please the fans. If you're not doing your job if they're not. If they're not at the water cooler talking about how awesome that episode was, you're not doing the job. Mm-hmm. He gets it. It's just amazing to me how it almost seems like he's just been ushered right out.
He was mentioned today in that same interview that we'll probably never get to, when Filoni was talking about his movie in Ahsoka Season 2. He mentioned Jon and the fact that he's been working with him on the Mando and Grogu movie, and it's supposed to go into production starting next week, I think, officially. So on your point, we'll know very soon whether or not Favreau really is still around, if he never pops back up again for this Mando and Grogu business. But just today, Filoni did mention him.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good. I guess some of you guys are chatting and or commenting. Favreau's tied to the Book of Boba Fett. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, and he can't escape that. Is he more at fault than Rodriguez? I don't know, but the fact that his name's attached at all is not good. So I'm with you as far as that point goes. There you go. That's a big one too. He didn't come out and defend Gina. But yeah, thank you guys. That's a great super chat, Daniel. You're absolutely correct, and we spread the blame around. We spread it. I think we hit it where it needs to go. But we appreciate that, man. D. Curry with $4.99 super chat. It basically steals from Wanted 2008 Loom of Fate. I don't know anything about that, bro.
I don't either, but I will say I thought it was handled better with the three witches that were supposed to represent the fates in Ahsoka talking about the thread of fate and doing their things and using it for visionary reasons. Mm-hmm. It seemed to work better there for me anyway. This whole other nonsense about it should, some people call it the Force, we call it the thread. We're doing all this other stuff. And the one hand, it's like, you're your own person, you can make your own choices. And then the next breath they're saying, the depending on how you pull the thread is where you're going to go. Well, which is it? Yeah. Right.
Talking about destiny.
Yeah. Which is
it? The
thread
has already determined your destiny. You get to decide your own destiny because it's a choice. Which one?
Yeah.
You're saying, but there's so many contradictions in this show because it's nonsensical bad writing.
Yes.
There it is.
Yes.
Thank you, D. Curry. We appreciate that very much, my friend. Dan Crane. Member chat, postmodernism feelings for fact, style for substance. Modernism feelings for fact, style for substance. All right, Dan, thank you very much, sir. Debbie Young, $4.99 super chat. The only comfort I find in this whole Acolyte debacle is that I'm able to be here with all of your friends and talk it out and feel better about it. Heck yeah. Like I said, this is pretty much a Star Wars counseling session. At this therapy with all of our friends as we're struggling through this together. But hey, I think we're doing a lot of good. I think we're doing
certainly trying.
They know, brother. They know how the fans feel about this. And they cannot say it's just everything's fine. It's just the haters. That's all. It's the bots. No, bro. This show is trash.
And Coach, the one thing that I keep seeing in the chat that we really haven't brought back up here, but I'm going to bring it up now. Remember, they spent $180 million
to make 8 short episodes. Yeah. Do you really think that there's even a chance that there'll be a season 2?
I want to say no, but we already know that what we feel like is successful and what we feel like should continue, they don't always agree with. However, if we look back at all the things they've produced so far, the only thing that's legitimately been on a multi-season track that they kind of kept up with and then sort of gave up on actually is Mando. Right? Well, Andor actually also, but that was very clear at the beginning. Kenobi, no. Right? Book of Boba Fett, no. Ahsoka seems
even though the main actors, the main cast, want to be back in both of those shows. Hayden Christensen, Ewan McGregor, Rosario Dawson. Well, actually, she's coming back, but let's see. Tamara Morrison and what's her name?
Ming-Na. Did you say Ming-Na Wen?
Ming-Na Wen. Yeah, they all have been on record saying they want to do another season. They weren't good enough to do another season. I don't see it would not make sense at all. They would literally be throwing money away.
Well,
but they could do it.
And Ahsoka 2 is a loophole, right? The loophole is Dave Filoni. If Dave Filoni was not chief critic, whatever his title is now, there wouldn't be an Ahsoka season 2 either, right? But there has to be because it's on the way to movies and yada, yada, yada. Which again, Rosario and Hayden, they loved being in Ahsoka, and I'd love to see them again. So I'm not necessarily hating on that, but to me, that's an anomaly. So a long way for me to say I don't think Acolyte's going to get a second season.
I don't either. Are you going to watch the next episode of The Acolyte?
But you need
yes
to say,
or no. It's a yes or no.
Yes, no, or not watching at all, right? Because some people are just not watching. Well, I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yes or no. Even if you're downloading it, it's yes. If you're downloading it, I know a lot of you guys are not going to watch it on Disney Plus, and some of you guys are going to watch it on our Patreon, which is awesome. But if you're going, it's are you going to watch it at all? That's what we want to know with the poll. So answer that poll question for us, please, if you don't mind. Shades of Slay with a £5 super chat. The chant scene is the funniest thing I've ever seen. Cried laughing. Star Wars 100% in the so bad it's good genre, like the Room or anything by Neil Breen. I'm not familiar with those, but I totally agree with you. I wanted to do a reaction montage video of shills watching that chanting, and could not find enough clips. Because they don't exist. They didn't record. They edited that out. I think the majority of us it was so cringe to watch that. Nick, the chanting scene. Thoughts?
Jeez. Well, one of the cringiest moments in the entire episode.
In the entire history of television.
Yeah, they're doing this whole theater dance and this like they're like possessed or something. It's very strange. Not entertaining at all whatsoever. Very, very cringeworthy though, to say the least.
Yeah. Totally agree with you there. All right. Thank you, Shades of Slay. We appreciate that very much, my friend. Let's see. Ministry of Wrong Think. I'd rather watch Holiday Special hosted by Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah.
Me too.
Sign me up.
Me too. I can't believe I'm saying that, but yep, that's where we are. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. Venture with a £2 super chat. Well, House of the Dragon Season 2 this Sunday. Yeah, something we know we'll like.
Well, there's a high probability we'll like it. For
I
sure.
would bet. I would bet we enjoy it.
Yeah, I would bet.
And speaking of the holiday special, Coach and Nick, I still have that documentary that they made about the holiday special that I had gotten not long ago. We never did watch it. Maybe what I'll do is I'll watch it. I haven't watched it myself. I'll watch it and I'll put it up, and then we can put it up on Patreon.
Patreon, yeah. And I still got to do Godzilla -1 on Patreon.
Yes, absolutely.
I'll work on that this weekend.
All right, awesome. Yeah, because I can just do it in a StreamYard, and then you guys can post it. No problem.
Very good, very good. Well, look, while we're on the topic, I've got to do this.
Why?
For the copyright. Oh my gosh, guys.
Why are we doing this to ourselves?
That guy's face. That looks like a dude to me.
Yeah, it does look like a dude, but I think it's a girl. Or a trans girl.
Oh,
dude,
why
tell me this girl right here is not experiencing orgasm. Please, watch your face.
Yeah. All of them are.
Well, especially the lead mother is when the moon's awry and she's has this look on her face, and then the thing ends up on the forehead. I was like, what just happened?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, dude. That Kathy. Really? Okay. All right. You're going to go down as the worst studio head of all time.
Yeah, she was already on that, but she secured her position.
She's secured it. She's secured. Anybody walking this planet could have done better with Star Wars.
Yeah.
Just crazy.
You could have put a bunch of monkeys in the room and they would have slung poop on the wall and it would have been better.
Yeah. Thank you, Venger, for that super chat. Snail's World. The Sith is going to be the horned mom. That's what I'm saying too.
Yeah.
I here's the thing. I agree with you, bro. That's what is what my guess would be. But I am spending way more mental energy hating the show and laughing about it rather than actually trying to care about anything forthcoming with the episodes, because I don't care about this story or this show. It's just, I don't care. And I can't remember feeling this apathetic about any Star Wars show. Like, I don't care at all. Zero.
No.
You know how we're like, look, man, if it sucks, we're not going to be mad. We're just going to laugh our way through it. That's how we were with The Rise of Skywalker. We were like, I'm not leaving speechless again.
Yeah, we found out all the spoilers, because before that, we didn't want no spoilers. We didn't want to know anything. We wanted to go in blind. Now we're like, man, let us know what we're walking into,
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we're not walking blind into Disney Star Wars no more.
Nope. All right. Greg E., where is Thanos when we need him? Let's go. Snap us back to 2012.
Yeah.
Anybody but KK. Debbie Young, 1999. This isn't Star Wars. This is crazy in the way it's taken a beautiful story and just let everything go to hell. This is almost disgusting in the way it's taken a beautiful storyline and just crapped on it. KK and her coven suck. I like that, KK and her coven. I like that. That's a good one, Debbie. That's a good one. Thank you very much for that 1999 super chat. Couldn't agree more. They had a chance to make an interesting story, and it's just not. No, it's not worked. Mike Jensen with a $2 super chat. I miss the days when Jar Jar was the controversy. Yeah. I miss the days, like Rissman said very, very elegantly the other day. I miss the days when Star Wars was fun.
Yeah.
Or silly, fun, entertaining.
Yep.
Put a word in.
Well, that's the feeling I got with Mandalorian season 1 and 2. That's what they got right. It felt like a Star Wars adventure.
And we had some criticisms in those first two seasons.
Well, they weren't perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, they weren't perfect, but at least they were, somewhat watchable.
Somewhat watchable. They were very watchable. I enjoyed them.
And the serial nature of Mando season 1 and 2 didn't have the phenomenon of, well, I'm watching 8 chopped up things that's really just one thing, but it's chopped up, so I have to. No, it was, you could enjoy and you could discuss and you could evaluate those episodes on their own merit serially.
Yes.
Right. And then recently it's like, well, you've only seen 3. You got to wait until you get to 8. And my whole thing is, if you don't like it when you're at number 3, why in heaven's name are you going to stick around to number 8? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely, bro. Mike, thank you for sending in that super chat, brother. We appreciate it. Dave Long with a $20 super chat. Watched episode 4 when I was a child, and after George sold the story to Disney, it's been going downhill ever since, and episode 3 of The Acolyte has ruined it forever. Episode 3 ruins the entire story. I'm done. Dave, brother, I totally understand where you're coming from, man. Totally. Basically, what you're saying there is you have no hope. They've killed it. Yeah. I totally get it.
I would argue The Last Jedi killed it, and this is just another nail in the coffin that's already been nailed shut into Disney Star Wars.
The thing is, like, we've had moments, Nick, after The Last Jedi. I agree with you, but we've had moments of hope.
Yeah.
Brief moments.
Yeah, we were very hopeful, especially after the second season of Mando ended. Yeah. I mean, we had the title for the Ahsoka show with the world between worlds stuff, where they could, change the past, basically, or they had the ability to. Book of Boba Fett was announced with the teaser, the end credit teaser. Like there was stuff to be hopeful for. I was like, after season 2 Mando ended, I was like, man, they're getting back on track. Finally, we're getting some stuff coming down the pipeline that's going to be worth watching.
Yeah.
Because I was looking forward to Ahsoka, looking forward to Book of Boba Fett. We knew that the Kenobi thing was in the works. I was looking forward to that, but not looking forward to the rematch of the century, which KK kept saying.
Gosh, she doesn't need to say anything.
Yeah. But yeah, there was some hope for a little while there, and it diminished pretty quickly.
Yep. I'm with you, bro. Dave, thank you very much, man, for that big $20 super chat. We greatly appreciate it, man, and thank you for being a part of our therapy session. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
Snail's World, $5. Is that Heather's with Winona Ryder and Christian Slater? That's actually a good movie. If that's
Yes.
Heather's.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, what I was talking about earlier, I think it was one of the writers for this third episode that
Heather's. Yeah.
that they were got a writing credit for. Yeah.
Very cool. Well, thank you, Snail's World. We appreciate that, bro. Let's see. Richard Erickson with another 50. It's a ripoff of the game Destiny. Ooh, Nick loves that one. Too many similarities to be a coincidence. Even the third episode is called Destiny Lazy Riders.
Yeah.
You
and
know
I
what's-
loved that game, Destiny, especially the first one. I liked the second one, but oh man, the second one just wasn't the same. And then they turned it into basically a pay to play service, game where you had to pay for the season pass all the time to get the new content. And I checked out.
Well, and also on this point, remember the first two episodes had a title, two titles with the slash, right? And now people are saying, well, that's because it's a Mayosha thing, right? This third episode had just one title, no slash, which again is lending additional credibility to we're going to have to suffer through this flashback again from May's point of view.
Yeah.
Ugh,
Yeah.
Not looking forward to it. Real quick, Darth Scipio, Coach and Nick are still waiting for a Disney Star Wars Home Run. Good luck.
Not really.
I promise you, Darth Scipio, we are not holding our breath,
Yeah.
brother.
Not really.
We are not holding our breath.
You assuming on that one, bruh. We love you, but no.
Yeah, there's nothing coming down the
It's pretty much
pipeline.
over.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's giving us any
I would
hope.
love to see something good for Star Wars, but how long are we going to have to wait for that?
Yeah, until
It's all good, bro. I there are things that I do enjoy watching, like House of the Dragon. I'm enjoying Dark Matter. I'm going through For All Mankind. There are things that I like.
For All Mankind,
No.
very good.
Yeah, it is. All right. So speaking of titles, you guys said something about titles. I wanted to bring this up. The article that you mentioned earlier, Risman, that just came out today, written by the new editor-in-chief at StarWars.com, Kristen Baver, who wrote the novel of the Skywalker family. I can't remember the name.
She's
of
the
it.
redhead that used to do this week in Star Wars that they canceled.
Awful 3-minute long videos on Star Wars channel. Terrible. Nothing against her, but the whole thing is just bad.
Notice they never brought it back after she did the Dial of Destiny version. They never brought This Week in Star Wars back.
Nope. They don't do those things anymore.
They do them as shorts. They do them as shorts.
Yeah. Awful. But everything they come out with gets ratioed to hell because it's awful. Well, anyways, so she writes this article. In the Acolyte, Jodie Turner-Smith's mother, Anastasia, is mothering. Subtitle, Learn more about the Witch Coven at the center of the latest episode of the new Disney Plus series. And I just wanted to bring this up. You know how when you write an article or you add a page on a website, you have to create a link. You have to create an HTML link for that.
What is the link?
For that page. Literally, I'm going to copy and paste it in chat so I could show you all. The link for this is this.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. The-acolyte-witches. Because that's what they want us to know about. And that had to have been typed, well, I would say by Kristen Baver. She just wrote the article. But anyways, that is kind of eye-opening there for me as well. Just wanted to throw that out there. Let's see. RKDX gifted 5 Echo Base Network memberships. My goodness, guys, we
Hell.
got 22 new members tonight on the stream. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much, DKDX, for gifting those memberships, and welcome aboard to our new people. We are, you are, Echo Base Network. Appreciate that. Rock Lee with a $4.99 super chat. The Acolyte is the greatest Star Wars ever. Yes! Force lesbians' birth to be greater than Anakin. 10 out of 10. Yeah. We don't believe you, Rock. We know you, Rock. He don't mean a word of that.
No.
Yeah, everything they do's got to be better. And I knew the prequel fans, the fans who grew up, and it's all good. You know, I have a love-hate relationship with the prequels. Okay?
Yeah, same.
I do. Some of it I love. Some of it I loathe. Okay? I don't loathe anything with the original trilogy except some of the special edition.
Mm-hmm.
Some of that I loathe. But anyways, I digress. The whole thing about this immaculate conception created by the Force, I knew that prequel fans were not going to jive with that, with Anakin. The fulfillment of prophecy. Okay? Did George Lucas take a little, inspiration from the Bible, from the Messiah? Of course he did. Christians believe that Jesus Christ was born of a virgin. They do. I do. And they used that in the prequels. Now, I'm not going to lie. The first time I saw that in the theater sitting next to Nick, I thought that was a little weird.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of that. Like, I would have much rather them just picked up at the time frame of Attack of the Clones where Anakin's already the Padawan, and we got the first 2 episodes of the first episode, him and the right relationship with Obi-Wan and the Jedi and all that, to the fall, and to where he turns to Vader. Episode 3, Empire hunting down the Jedi, full Vader. I thought that would have been much better if they would have went that route.
Yeah, I'm with you. Look, I felt weird the first time I saw it, 19 years old, sitting there with you on opening night.
Mm-hmm.
It's not weird to me now.
Yeah,
like it didn't bother me at all. I'm cool with it now.
Well, in the broader context, right? I think we understand why the choice was made.
Right. Sure, absolutely. But this was kind of like, what? And the prequel fans are going, you got to be kidding me. Like, look, the truth is, it's kind of lazy. This story's already been done. This whole thing's been done. What are you doing? And to your point earlier, Risman, how many things is she going to pull from to create her story?
It's inspired by everything else other than a good standalone story.
She has more inspiration for making this than George Lucas had for the original trilogy. Hell, the Knights Templar, Vietnam, Watergate, it just goes on and on. World War II, the Stormtroopers, the Germans, the Nazis. Golly, everything going on with Star Wars and the inspiration. Spaghetti westerns, serials, Flash Gordon, the list goes on and on and on forever. Leslie Headland did that with just her first 3 episodes.
So bad.
Ugh.
It's crazy. Thank you, Rock Lee, for sending that in, brother. Mike Productions. Why do you think Disney couldn't adapt the Star Wars expanded universe for the sequel trilogy and spinoffs? There's tons of strong characters there. That is a great question.
Money. They didn't want to pay people. That's exactly true. Why. That's exactly why.
Now, you had a conversation with, oh my gosh, Timothy Zahn.
Yeah. Yeah. We had a conversation with Timothy Zahn at Icon 2 years ago. And yeah, basically, it goes to the thing. If you guys go back to, I think it was J.J. Abrams that did an interview or was talking about the Star Trek reboot Basically, they just had to change like 10% of it, or like a certain percentage of it, to where they could get the full merch rights and basically get all the profit from it. That's why in the sequel trilogy we got C-3PO with a red arm.
Well, and hang on, we had Alan Dean Foster on here.
Yeah.
Famously, they did not pay him his residuals.
No.
He had to take them to court.
Yeah. They finally paid up after going to court.
And
but yeah.
For those of you who don't know, he was the ghost writer for the original Star Wars novel.
Yeah.
And has written several books. And he's a great man, by the way. He's been on the channel. He's a friend of the channel. Appreciate him very much.
Yeah.
Yep. Thank you, Mike. That's an awesome thought there, my friend. The
Real
death
quick.
of the EU,
Hell to Loki.
it killed Star Wars. It killed Star Wars for so many.
Yeah.
You know. Loki, what's up, brother? Great to talk to you, my friend. Yep. Alan Dean Foster was also with Loki as well. Yep. Very cool. All right. OCDD again. What is up, brother? Law, my cousin married Queen Cersei in real life.
Whoa.
Wow, really?
Lena
What was
Headey
that?
is your cousin by marriage. Are you serious?
Or your cousin's wife? Hang on.
No, Nick's gonna be looking things up now.
What? Get her on the channel. Get her.
I knew that was coming. I was like, wait, we got to hook up.
We'll be good to her.
Yeah.
I promise. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? You know? She's awesome.
So she's been married twice. Is your cousin Peter Paul Logren, or is your cousin Mark Mancheria?
Oh, all right. Let us know.
Yeah, let us know. OCDD 93.
We need her on the channel. Email, DM.
Yeah.
Make it happen. Donna Hergenrither has gifted 5 Echo Base Network memberships because she's the best.
Hell, Donna.
You know what else she's done 5 times? She has 100%ed Breath of the Wild 5. Not Breath of the Wild. Golly, the last Zelda game. Not Breath of the Wild, the sequel.
Yeah.
I can't remember. The last Zelda game, she completed 100% 5 times.
Here's the Kingdom.
Thank
Tears
you.
of the
Tears of the Kingdom. Thank you. I haven't completed it once. Got it, but I haven't completed it.
I haven't finished the first one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I could literally go to Ganon right now. I've done all the
Well, you
main
can go to
stuff.
Ganon from the very beginning of the game.
Yeah. But I mean, I got like the best sword in the game, and
The Master Sword.
yeah, the Master Sword, and I've done a lot of other stuff. But I've
What kind of
not
Zelda
actually-
fan are you?
I am. I just, you know,
We're getting old, bro. We're getting
Yeah.
old.
Older
we're
we
just-
get, the less we retain. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. That's what
very
happened.
true.
No.
Very true.
You talk about hair?
Everything, bro.
Anyways, Rock Lee, $4.99. This will inspired me to birth more Force color hair babies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Rock. You crazy, man. Luke Daywalker, $4.99. I told my wife that the Acolyte had no masculinity, and she said it isn't very feminine either. Is this show only for LGBT? We don't know, Luke. We don't know.
I mean,
Right now, it's for people that like garbage.
yeah, it's at 18%. You know, there's less than, you know, that 18% of people that actually watched it. So, you know, Disney came out, said, and was praising the numbers for the first two at 4.8 million views. You know, out of 150 million subscribers, that's about 3%, right, Coach? And then you take that 3%, and we'll just to be fair, let's just cut it in half, because I could argue that it's probably less than half of those people actually like the show, but you know, just to make it easy, we'll just cut it in half. So that's 1.5% out of the 150 million people that even subscribe to Disney Plus, even like this show. So
Yeah.
what is that? Like freaking a couple hundred people, you know, in the world,
Right.
Because that's their subscriber base for the world, not just in the U.S.
Yeah, it's global.
Yeah. So I see this a lot, and there's going to be some people in the chat that's going to agree with this, but I just want to address it for a second. I totally get the frame of mind. I get the POV. I really do. It's this one. You're also part of the problem. Stop giving Disney money. We're not giving them money.
Wow, I'm not giving them no money.
You're assuming that we're giving them. We're not giving them anything.
Yeah.
But see, but then if you go, well, if you're watching it and reviewing it and talking about it, then you're still part of the problem. Well, if that's your point of view, then we are part of the problem. But we're definitely not helping them. Not in our minds.
Yeah.
But anyways, see it the way that you want to. It just is what it is.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Luke, for sending that super chat in. Next super chat, Valiant Renegade with a $4.99 super chat. My favorite basketball player was the white one.
Obviously, he probably knows nothing about basketball, and I guess that's why he said that.
He's a pretty smart fella. I think he knows a lot about. He does a little bit about everything.
Yeah.
He knows a little bit about everything.
It's sort of like
He don't know jack about no disc golf though, because he makes fun of me like terribly about it. Whatever.
There was somebody I can't remember. It was some other YouTube. I can't remember who it was, but they're like, yeah, my favorite's the whatever, and they just pick something. It was sort of similar to what Valiant just said there.
Yeah.
Because they knew nothing about it.
Yep. Thank you, Valiant. Another $4.99 super chat. Star Wars is now 2 fatherless black girls who want to score some drugs. Good work, Disney.
Yeah, the spice cream.
Spice creams.
That's pretty funny.
My sweet girls deserve sweet treats.
Oh,
Oh, the fact that you remember that dialogue is
dude.
grand in
God, as soon as
itself.
I said it, I was just like, ugh. Like dumb. Like
It
shut
really
up,
is.
lady.
It really is, bro.
Yeah.
Like it is tough.
And
It is tough.
just think for a minute longer. Somebody wrote that, thought it was good, and then other people evaluated it and agreed.
Yeah.
That was the line
check it
we
off.
needed to keep in there.
Yeah. That's a great line. My sweet girls deserve sweet treats.
And it's
Shut
probably
up,
something
lady.
Leslie Headland's mom said to her and her sister.
Yeah.
So it had to
Yeah.
make it, ridiculous. Mr. Fred has been a member for 10 months. What's up, brother? Do another documentary on the worst Star Wars series ever. EBN will probably have 100% audience score with it. Hey.
That would be the Acolyte.
Yeah, but do you want to spend the time to? It's bad enough we're watching it, talking
Yeah.
about it now.
The
Do you want to
time
document it
involved, man.
further?
Yeah.
I
No,
can't even tell you how many.
We got to finish the one that we're already started. Like
You.
3.
I did my part. Yeah, those projects are so big. I don't think we'll ever do better work than our sequel trilogy documentary.
Kind of hard to top it.
It's and we put so much time into that, bro.
Yeah.
It's could we do a documentary on all of the shows from Disney Plus from beginning to now? We could.
Yeah.
But
But
that
it
would
would
be
be very
a
time-
lot of work, bro.
Yeah. A lot of work.
Lot of work.
I did talk to Melvor about our LucasArts documentary while I was hanging out with him and the rest of the Game Chaser folks, and we're talking about getting the spot set up and everything at Retropalooza Dallas this year, so I could record and get everybody's clips and takes to edit for the documentary. Still,
well, Mr. Fred, bro, thank you for that suggestion, and we love it when you guys make suggestions, whether it's for a documentary big project like that or just a video. If there's something that you guys think that you'd like to see us do, drop us a line and let us know, because we might very well be interested in doing something like that. So thank you, bro. We appreciate that. Harmonic Shredder with a $20 super chat. Thank you, Harmonic Shredder. Fact is, Disney had their lightning in the bottle chance with Mando Season 2 finale, and they threw it away. It was at the moment I knew Star Wars was dead. You're 100% right.
yeah, because they basically purchased a money-making gold press machine
They
in
bought
the
a
Star
cash
Wars
register.
IP.
A money
literally
maker.
could have been dump trucks would have been coming up to Disney and dumping cash at their front door. They ruined it. Then they got their opportunity to come back after Mando season 2 ended and right the ship. Boom, ruined it again. So they've ruined it. They've squandered their opportunities twice. And what's the old saying? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I mean, they've already fooled everybody twice. Like nobody has any, or I won't say nobody, but very, very, very few people at this point now have any faith or hope that they'll ever be able to right this ship under the current administration and leadership at Lucasfilm and Disney.
Yeah, I'm with you. I like that whole fool me once, fool me twice. There was a saying. I used to say this. I got this from a much wiser, better coach than me when I still coached basketball. But he talked about shooting the ball in a game. If a player takes a bad shot, it's not going in. Why did you shoot that? We literally should have just handed them the ball for you shooting that shot. Okay, that's like shooting a shot similar to the episode that we just got in the Acolyte. Okay, they're on parallel ground there. The saying was, one bad shot is one bad shot. 2 bad shots is one bad player. 3 bad shots is one bad coach. And I was like, damn, that's good.
Yeah.
You could say the same thing for Star Wars as a fan. One bad show or one bad episode is one bad episode. 2 bad episodes is one bad show or showrunner.
Yeah.
3 bad episodes is one bad fan or one dumb fan. Why are you know what I mean? No. I get it. I say that, we're still watching it. But I like the line of thinking there. Thank you, Harmonic Shredder, for that big $20 super chat, man. Sir JJ25 with a $5 super chat. Qui-Gon explained the way of the gray and how it craves both serenity and anarchy, but will always seek balance, as is the living force, already explained better. The only problem I have with that is I'm more of a Lucasferian. In terms of the balance of the force, it's not negative and positive in equality. It is the absence of the dark. It is the absence of the negative. There is no bad.
Yeah.
That's what the prophecy referred to. Anakin destroying the Sith, bringing balance to the force.
Yep.
So I am not a fan or proponent of the gray Jedi. However, Luke Skywalker force choking Gamorrean guards in Return of the Jedi is dope.
Yeah, definitely.
So it is what it is.
Real quick, hail to Jade, long time no see. Trying to appeal to people who spend every waking moment on Twitter being offended by the existence of white men as such a winning strategy. Very, very true. I don't know what their strategy was for the show, but it's failing horribly.
Yep, absolutely. Let's see here. Snell's World, Gina Carano, the lady that played Ula, Brendan Wayne, Giancarlo Esposito at Fanboy Expo in Knoxville. Wow.
Cool. How cool.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. That's next, that's in July. And I think Gary, Ambrosia, and several other people are planning on trying to. I think Valiant's going up there.
I was about to say, if I'm not mistaken, that's the one Valiant was talking about, because when he said something about going to a con during around that time, I was like, "What are you talking about?" Because the only con for me is Icon.
Yeah. I'm gonna depend on my life situation. Come July, I would like to try to go up there for that. But I don't know right now if I'm going to be able to do anything like that.
Totally get it. All good. Snell's World, thank you, brother. We appreciate that very much. Larry Henson with a $5 super chat. The episode took my pancreas. Not watching any more of The Acolyte. I cannot take any more orgasm scenes with the hyena crying in the background.
Oh yeah, I heard that. It was like, "Ruff, ruff, ruff." I was like,
Yeah.
what?
It was this
dude? What was
wicked
that?
laugh that if I
Yeah.
heard walking down
It
the
was-
street in the middle of the night, I would piss on myself. Like,
Yeah.
It was right when the moons aligned. That's when it got the weirdest.
Yeah. It was literally watching like a satanic seance or
Mhm.
something.
Mhm.
And the music, did you guys hear the music? The music was even doing the chanting of the
Oh,
power
yeah.
one, the
Yeah.
power. I was like, and they just released it. The track, I saw it's going around now. The award-winning track of the great Acolyte show, and they're trying to push it out there. And I'm just
It's gonna
like,
be in the It's gonna be in the closing credits starting in the next episode.
yeah.
And Leslie Headland, and I mean this exactly. You got to believe me, guys. Leslie Headland tried to explain what that mantra meant: the power of one, the power of two, the power of many, and
It was
she
terrible.
couldn't.
Yeah.
What she said about that mantra made no sense at
Yeah.
all. Zero. Because it means nothing. She was inspired by the occult, period. That's what it means.
She's been inspired by everything else. Why not?
Yeah, really. Let's see. Thank you, Larry, for sending that. That's awesome. It's very funny. John Kokoza, our good friend. What's up, brother John?
What's up,
Seen
John?
any shows lately that destroy the patriarchy? Nope. Just
No.
this one.
Yep.
Just this one. Man, y'all need to go check out John and follow him on social media. He is hilarious with the memes that he makes.
He's
Oh
been
my
putting
gosh.
together some great clips on they said this and then this happened and they said this
Yeah.
and then this
Yeah.
happened. Just have to
He's-
laugh.
He is a very bright man and a good friend. Thank you, John.
Nope. Hell, John.
Venger, 5 pounds. If that, and you know what? Me and John went head to head. We had some back and forth. He was typing, saying stuff, and I was like, wait a minute. It got ugly. Man, that's all water. That's how grown-ups do it. It's okay to have some, hey, back and forth a little bit. And then that's what men do. We just laugh it off, slap each other on the butt, nothing like that. I shouldn't
Hash
say
it
that.
out.
Yeah. And then you move on. Rispman made me mad today. I love him.
Hell, how many times have me and you made each other mad?
Bro, you made me mad.
And I said it very respectfully too.
You're still an ass. Okay. All right. Venger, 5 pounds. If that Zabrak witch turns out to be Darth Tenebro or Plagueis, my head would explode like that guy from Scanners.
Oh yeah.
Surely it won't be. It's going to be. It's not going to be that. Look, that girl is who she is. She's not going to turn out to be anybody else. I don't think so. I hear you though. It could be anything. Chicken pork adobo with $5. Disney should take note from Arcane or hire their writers. It's a female-led show with diverse characters and LGBT in it, and fans love the show. You know what? I didn't know a thing about Arcane. I watched the series, and I really enjoyed it. And when season 2 comes out, I will watch it again. I enjoyed that show. It was very well done. And I agree with everything that you just said. All of it. Thank you so much for sending that in. I'm glad you enjoyed that show as well. John Kokoza with another $5 super chat made a Power of Many Strong Independent Women remix video meme. You'll love it. We'll have to look for that. We will have to look for that. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you very much.
Yeah.
X-Wing. Go ahead.
Speaking of X-Wing, I saw his comment in the chat. It was like, what award? Talking about the person who created this, the music for the Acolyte that's going to be popping up in the end credits that's going around.
Right.
The person who did it, I think, won an award. I don't think the song is award winning.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, the artist. The artist.
Yeah,
is
the
award.
artist. Yeah. But I can't find it. But I saw it out there earlier.
I would like to know what the rest of the lyrics are.
Well,
And the odds are
Sure.
they're going to be major cringe.
Yeah.
Well, you know what they're doing? They're pulling a Boba Fett, right? Like all of a sudden it was bum 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 Boba Fett, you know, when they all of a sudden the words
Oh,
came in,
yeah.
it was just that all over and over.
Yeah.
Dun, dun,
and
dun,
over.
dun.
Yeah, Boba Fett.
Which if you guys ever got the box set of the original trilogy soundtrack that came, the original Lopty Neck, which was the name of the song title for the Jabba musical number before the special edition. Yeah.
Yeah.
Before they ruined it.
Yeah, that the song in the movie is completely different from what's on the soundtrack.
Yes,
the
it is.
soundtrack is the actual song, which sounds completely different, and it's very similar with the Book of Boba Fett, and then obviously this crap song.
Yep, agree. X-Wing 499 super chat. Nah, Jesus was actually the second time there was an Immaculate Conception. A couple Satanist lesbian witches got it down about 100 years prior.
Yeah, before the prequels.
Makes sense. Thank you, X-Wing brother. Look forward to seeing you soon, man. Scott Edwards with 499 super chat. I have high hopes for Skeleton Crew, honestly. Mandoverse story has me invested. Also, are y'all excited for Captain America 4?
Hell no.
There's nothing there's nothing Marvel that excites me right now.
Not other than Deadpool 3.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Captain America gone through so many reshoots.
And look, the truth
they
is,
can't figure out what they're doing.
Why am I excited about the Deadpool movie? Because of Wolverine. That's why. I would be okay if it was just Deadpool 3 with no. Sure, yeah. I don't know if I'd be excited about it, but the fact that Wolverine's in it,
it's a Fox movie, right? Let's not give Marvel credit, right?
I
Marvel's
agree.
just putting their name on it. It's a Fox thing. That's why Deadpool 3 is gonna slap, right? I mean, I want to like Captain America 4. It's got Harrison Ford in it, right? But I don't know.
Had a spot Friday
night.
nights.
Good to see you, bro.
In chat, brother.
This really is a classic EBN stream.
I
Let's
know,
go.
Yeah.
What's up, brother? Good to see you, man.
I saw him pop in there. I was like, oh, look, Spot's in the
There
house.
he is. Appreciate you, brother. Miss you. Let's see here. Thank you, Scott Edwards, for sending that in. Scott sent in a couple other super chats. $1.99. Vane is one of the villains in Skeleton Crew. He is.
I don't even know who that is.
That's the pirate guy.
The pirate that got away.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that got okay. Yeah.
And then and Urkel's going to be in his crew this time. So.
Yeah,
Isn't that silly, but,
Did I do that?
Oh boy. Thank you, Scott. Appreciate you, man. Scott, another $1.99 super chat. To be fair, Anakin was Immaculate Birth. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. Appreciate that as well. Classy Pete, first time watching. Love the show. Not y'all. Classy Pete, thank you for being here, man. We appreciate that. That's awesome.
We had quite a few. By goodness sakes, we had 14. I think we had up to 1,400 people here at one point. But we had a lot of first timers here today in the chat.
Yep.
So
and right now we have over 220 people on Twitter watching.
How about it?
Yeah, how's all the Twitter folks out there?
Yeah, 710 in YouTube.
Did I say Twitter? I meant X.
On the X.
Did you see that Twitter hat?
I refuse to call it X. I'm sorry.
Did you see that Twitter hat that the DA was wearing? It was a Malcolm X hat.
Yeah, it was X-Men. It was an X-Men hat.
Oh, it was an X-Men hat? I thought it was Malcolm X.
Oh, I know. I think it was
like
X-Men.
Malcolm X-Wing. Anyways. All right. Thank you, Classy Pete. Thank you for being here, man. Scott Edwards, $1.99. Story for Mando and Grogu film. I have no idea. The last time we saw them, they were on the front porch kicking it with a cup of coffee, rocking chairs and stuff.
Well, and we know if the way they left it is the way they're continuing it, right? He's back to his bounty hunting ways, and he's helping the New Republic track down the Imperial remnant.
Yeah.
Right. So I expect to be the story they lean into for the movie.
Yeah. We'll see. I would think that Thrawn's going to be a part of it. Wouldn't you?
It depends on whether or not Filoni is saving the continuation of that Thrawn story for Ahsoka 2, right? So I could see Mando focusing on Thrawn adjacent remnant, like what's the Shadow Council and what's left now that Moff Gideon is gone and some of the rest of it, and then maybe at the end of it there being a Thrawn thingy and whatever, and then maybe we jump back to Ahsoka on Disney Plus. But they have to be really careful because this back and forth Disney Plus to the big screen, then back to Disney Plus, and it's very tricky, right? It's very, very tricky to do that. So I'll be very curious to see if they do that.
Definitely. Appreciate that. Super chat, Scott Edwards. Tony, WDW. That's Tony Walt Disney World, I'm guessing. If Disney was smart, which they're not, they would drop the 5 remaining episodes next Tuesday and get the garbage over with.
It's funny that
I completely agree.
You know what? It's funny that he mentioned that because I've been thinking the same thing. At this point, call it a gift, call it a whatever, but just dump it and be over with it.
But Disney is incapable of publicly taking the L and admitting it. They can't.
Well, they did with Echo, right? They dumped it all at once.
Yeah. Yeah, but this is Star Wars.
I know.
Well,
I know.
Star Wars. It's Star Wars. You know, picture Leslie Heaven's face. Like, no. I would love for them to do that. That would be an epic sign of failure. But I just can't see them doing it. But you're absolutely right, man. Yeah. They're going to drag this thing out for 5 more weeks, and it's going to get pounded. And just like Grandmaster JRA said in his super chat, Tony, thank you so much for that $5 super chat, man. We appreciate it. Grandmaster JRA said, 18% now. Feel like I'm waiting for the ball to drop.
Yeah, New Year's.
I agree. That's so perfect. It just continues to go down. And why is it continuing to go down? Thank you, Grandmaster JRA, for sending that in. C-3PO's got it because they make stuff like this. Looking forward to the Lego Lezer Witch playset.
I give it a near 0% chance that we will get any Lego Acolyte sets. There is a Lego Skeleton Crew set that they keep delaying, right? It's going to be the ship. But I give it a near 0 chance that Lego's going to fool with especially
I agree with you.
The rest of it, Lego's not going to fool.
Well, look, even the vintage style figures, the 3 3/4 action figures that they come out with for every show, you could still go. It's weird. You could still go and get a Book of Boba Fett action figure if you catch the aisle at the right time. Ain't nobody buying them, but they're there occasionally. They don't make very many toys anymore, but these toys are pre-orders only. You have to pre-order it to be able to get it. It's not going to be on the shelves.
No way.
And the reason is Hasbro knows this is going to lose money. They're not going to mass produce a bunch of action figures nobody's going to buy.
And I was surprised to see them even going as far as that 6-pack they announced. I was really surprised. Really surprised.
Absolutely. Thank you, Spock. Appreciate it, brother. Got my DBZ shirt going on. Yes, sir. Kamehameha. Let's see. Thank you, C-3PO, for sending that in. Scott Edwards, $4.99. We should get Mando and Grogu filmed, then Ahsoka Season 2, then the Mandoverse film. Also, does Shadow Council become First Order? Ooh. I don't know about that order. Mando
part of it does, right? Because Hux's daddy is there, right? So part of it does become the First Order ultimately, but I think
people will be really excited for that.
I think they're going to lean into what happens to the rest of it, right? I think that's what maybe we'll get Ray Sloan, right? There's a few things they could do with it if they wanted to try and win back or build some positive reactions and really were on their game. There were a few things they could do there, which wouldn't include leaning into the First Order and some of the rest of it. Yeah. Like we've said before, they have to come out with this next Star Wars film, and it has to be a win. Otherwise, we'll never get another Star Wars film ever again.
Agree, and that seems to be where we're headed.
Yeah, hard to
no more Star Wars anything is where we're headed if they don't improve this quick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're not going to afford to be able to make any.
No.
And the fans are going to be so apathetic. We're just going to dust off our DVDs, and that'll be our Star Wars, and that is it.
I mean, just restating it again because I have to. They should have taken the $180 million they spent on this, and they should have put a movie in the freaking theater.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, one movie.
Yeah,
totally with you. And it would have sucked, but I'm with you.
But I'm not saying I'm not saying the movie should have been The Acolyte, right? I'm just saying they should have taken that investment, and they should have given us some movie.
Yeah. Scott Edwards, $1.99. Will Bo-Katan be in the Mando and Grogu? Probably not. But maybe. I mean, who knows? But I like Bo-Katan. I would be okay with her having her own show. I think Katie Sackhoff is awesome. I like the character. People say I'm not a Clone Wars fan or a prequels fan. Wrong. I think that would be great. I think she does a great job. So I would like to see her. She doesn't have to be. Give her her own thing. I'd be totally down with that.
I think, again, if they're going to lean into back to basics, Mando and Grogu bounty hunting, chasing after Imperial remnants, etc., then I wouldn't.
Bro,
I glitched for. I know I glitched for a second. Keep going.
You did. You're
I was
good.
Gonna say I'd be more likely to see her in Ahsoka 2, maybe, or obviously in the Filoni film.
Yep, I'm with you. All right, Shades of Grey with a £5 super chat. Back again. The real achievement is getting Star Wars wrong. Takes a real genius to manage that. Next up, literally burning money in space, a Star Wars story. Yeah. Yes, 100%. I agree. They've just, that's a great super chat right there.
And the best thing about it is they've already proved fire in space is a go. So why not? Why
burn their money too?
Light it on fire.
Yeah.
Why not?
Oh my goodness. Shades of Grey, Shades of Slay. Thank you, bro. That is awesome. And look, he just joined our member family.
Hell.
Thank you.
Slay.
We appreciate that very much, man. Good to have you aboard. We appreciate that. As a matter of fact, we've got one more super chat to close out all the super chats tonight.
We didn't do anything but super chats this whole stream, guys.
You guys support us so much. And then right at the conclusion of this last super chat, Nick is going to tell you guys what we're going to do next.
Yep.
So let's go ahead and switch this. All right, here we go. Debbie Young, $4.99. Good night, my loves. I got an early theater call in the morning. This has been a great chance chat. Well, we appreciate you, Mama Bear. Thank you so much. We're getting a lot of subscribers up here in my little window. Keep popping up. People are still watching the videos and stuff. So thank you.
If you guys aren't subs, hit that subscribe button, guys.
And Darcipio, Doomcock and Mexican Iron Man's friend, and our friend. He was a former member of ours.
Yep, had him on the channel before.
Clobbering Times was a great man. He passed away 2 days ago. So rest in peace to our friend, and thoughts and prayers to his family. Appreciate
love Clobby.
Yep. He's a great guy.
Good guy.
Grandmaster JRA with a $1.99 super chat to close out the regular show. South Park is going to be fire. Hope so. Usually is.
Man, if they make a South Park episode on the Acolyte show,
they will. Know they will.
That's
it's going to be Cartman. The power of many. You just wait.
Man, that's going to be freaking internet gold. Man, that would be so funny. So funny.
I agree. All right, Nick, tell everybody what we're doing. Oh, we want to look, so many super chats and all the support, guys. Thank you so much. We're going to give you a classic thank you video, and we're going to be switching this thing over to members only in just a moment. Nick will explain that in a second. Thank you guys very much. Nick, I'll be right back. I got to let the dogs out. I'll be right back. You don't want to miss this second half of the show.
Yep, and to all the new members out there that have joined tonight, this video is for you guys.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Turn up the heat and it's getting ready to pop.
And I know, Nick, we got quite a few subscribers today from this stream, which is great. But I don't know if you know, over the last couple of weeks, the channel surpassed both 36 and 37,000 subscribers. So we're wonderful to have everyone here, new subscribers, and welcome to the family.
Yeah, it's the channel's been doing great. I was in Dallas this last weekend, so of course I wasn't here to do a lot of the videos with Coach. And then I've got a crap ton of personal life crap going on, guys. So that's why I wasn't here earlier this week. And I'm gonna be kind of spotty for the next week. Probably through till next weekend. But hopefully after that, I'll be good. Fingers crossed. So I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully everything's will be a lot better off after next week. Real quick, Kino Mansky for Canadian 279. Should Disney fire real Kathleen and hire Cartman? I would take that over really anybody else over her for sure. Give me Cartman over KK in any day of the week. Also, JT has become a YouTube member. Speaking of members, so here shortly when Coach gets back, guys, we're going to be switching this stream over for the second half of the stream. It will be members only. So everybody who is a member, and if you're not, you can become a member for literally $1.99 a month, like less than $2 a month.
That's right.
To be here for all of our member segments of our streams, discussions. It's a lot more intimate. We highlight a lot more regular chats in here. It's a little bit easier to engage with us in those. So if you guys want to be a member and join us for the second part of the stream, we are going to be switching over to members only here shortly. Also, we are going to have Jedi Master and Grandmaster level members pop on to the panel with us, and you can discuss, everything that's going on. Tell us, give us your thoughts. Actually be a part of the conversation on the panel here. You just got to make sure that you have a decent microphone with no crazy background noise, and a decent camera. And you don't even have to be on camera.
That's right.
When we send the link out, we post it on the community section for Master Grandmaster members. So you go onto our YouTube page under community, and if you're a Master Grandmaster level, you'll see the link for this stream that you can join from your cell phone or your computer, laptop, tablet, whatever. And like I said, you can disable the camera and just not even be on camera and just be audio only. And we'll go around and like I said, you will be able to engage on the panel with us. Ben Levy has become a YouTube member. Hail, Ben. And then also Shades of Slay.
Actually, Shades of Slay not only became a member earlier, but just upgraded to Jedi Master.
Oh, hell, Shades of Slay. So for Jedi Masters, after 3 months, you get one of these coins. So after 3 months, just email us, echobasednetwork@gmail.com, and we will ship you one of our Echo Base Network coins. Jedi Grandmasters get a coin and a free Grandmaster t-shirt.
That's right.
And of course, those are just part of the perks of being one of the master members. And then of course, also you can, pop in the show and pop on the panel with us and kind of give your thoughts and stuff about, whatever's, topics at hand, whatever we're discussing, that sort of thing. So like I said, just make sure that you're in a quiet room, and you don't have you'll have to make sure that the YouTube feed is cut off, because otherwise there'll be a weird echo. So welcome to the new members. Let me play this new member video for you guys.
And it's funny, Nick. We put up a poll earlier because the chat asked put up a poll. And the poll was, are you going to watch the next episode of The Acolyte? And we got 735 responders. And it's just so funny because 81% said no, 19% said yes. Now we're at about 20%. But it's funny because the yeses is right around that percentage of Rotten Tomatoes, like, right? That
how funny
fake
is it
percentage,
that way?
right? That fake percentage is just so happens what we've got as our representative sample in the poll. Very, very interesting.
That's funny. Yeah, I need to pull that. I need to pull that stream up so that I can see. Yeah, okay. I can see the poll now. I'm about to end the poll, guys. So if you guys have not voted in the poll, go ahead and vote in it now. Also, if you guys have not become a channel member and want to stick around for the second half of the show, now is the time to join the EBN member family. Also, while we're waiting on Coach, if you guys don't know, I was just going to tell everybody, if you guys don't know, our Patreon page, tons of great stuff over there. You can watch our reactions, all that sort of stuff. We'll be doing House of the Dragon over there, of course, finishing up the Acolyte, tons of other stuff on there. Definitely worth the $5 a month for Patreon. Also, Icon, the EBN meetup in Nashville, Tennessee this October. The 4th, 5th, and 6th.
They're still announcing the guest list, but Amy Allen is going to be there, who played Ayala Sakura. And she's very pretty, by the way.
She is.
She was going to come onto our show with her husband, the drummer for Hoobastank.
Yeah.
And then once they checked our show out, they said, nah, we'll pass.
Yeah.
Our opinions are probably too
negative.
Don't want them to be uncomfortable.
Don't want to be uncomfortable, but maybe I do.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but yeah, that'll be interesting. That she's going to be there. I'm sure we'll probably see her walking around the hotel. And that's the nice thing about Icon is a lot of these celebrities are walking around, hanging out, with the fans. I mean, who was it who played Donovan? What was his name again?
Julian Glover.
Yeah. For some reason I want to say Anthony. But yeah, Julian Glover, who was Donovan in Indiana Jones 3, The Last Crusade, and then of course General Veers in Empire Strikes Back, was sitting there drinking beers. We
got him drunk.
With us.
We got him drunk.
We made him late for his photo shoot.
Yep. They had to get security out looking for him.
Yeah. They didn't know where it was. He was out drinking with us out on the patio. Me and Riss.
I was in the elevator with them more than once. I was like, well, shit, there's Veers in the elevator. I'm in the elevator with General Veers now.
Me and Rissman sat there and had a conversation with Anthony Daniels outside for a good, it was 15 minutes.
Yeah, it was 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah. They're walking around all over some of the Clone Wars voice actors. We hung out and chit chatted with out.
Ashley next time walked by me and smiled, and I about died.
Yeah. Yep. So Icon in Nashville, ICCC. Well, you guys can find the links on our page. I know Felix has been posting them. But it's definitely worth, if you guys are close to the Nashville area, it's definitely worth coming out. We put a bunch of tables together out in the courtyard, have a big, huge meetup spot. People are going through the con, but then everybody comes back to the courtyard. There's always somebody there at our tables hanging out.
We take over the courtyard.
Yeah, we take over the courtyard. Every single time, which has only been one time, but
twice. It was just at a different place the next time.
Oh yeah. It was. It wasn't.
Nobody has a bigger meetup there than our people.
Yeah. No. EBN definitely has the most people out of a group. Of either YouTube content creators or any other personalities.
Yeah.
And Risman just posted the link there. So if you guys are interested in coming to the con, hanging out with me and Coach, having some drinks, chit chatting,
lightsaber fights.
Yeah, lightsaber
buy
fights.
some vintage toys. After hanging out with all of our people, that's the best part, man. Walking around, it's like a time capsule.
Yeah, all the booths and all the merch everywhere.
I'm saving my dimes right now so I could go buy. You know what I need? I need some loose weapons for some of my original figures. I'm going to make a list of all the ones that I need, and
go get them.
Yeah, and here's the thing too: the value of vintage Star Wars has been on a major decline over the last 8 months. Major decline.
I wonder why.
There was a boost. There was a COVID boost.
Mm-hmm.
It took off, man. Things got more pricey. Everything got more pricey during COVID because people weren't going to the bars anymore. They were sitting at home. All they were just searching for stuff, and the collector's market took off. It's been coming down. It'll go back up eventually, but it's been coming down, and it's a great time to buy if you are into vintage toys, collectibles, G.I. Joe, Transformers, Voltron, He-Man, Thundercats, Star Wars. It's there. It's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that said, guys, we are going to be switching over to members only, and we're going to be having masters and grandmasters come in.
Yep.
So
thank you. If you're a regular viewer of the channel, thank you guys for being here. We hope that you've enjoyed the past 3 hours of live stream. Yeah. Now we're going to move over to just our members only. It's a member stream now, and we're going to allow them to pop in, grandmasters and masters. So thank you guys for being here.
Yep. And if any member on any level will not get kicked out of the stream when we swap it over.
Yeah.
So thank you to all of you guys, members. We'll keep this thing going.
Appreciate y'all.
Coach and Nick from Echo Base Network.
All right.
Thank you so much for being here with us tonight at Echo Base TV, where community happens.